Kike Hernandez, Verdugo, J.D. Martinez back today. Then it's Bogarts, Devers, and Vasquez. 7, 8, and 9, Gonzalez, Dahlbeck, and Cordero.
Jorge Lopez is going to be working for the Orioles' second start. First one up in New York. Didn't get hit hard, only a solo home run, but walked himself out of the game, and then the bullpen gave up walking a grand slam home run. And all of a sudden 1-0 became 6-0.
Hernandez takes a ball, 212 on the year, homer, 3 RBIs, 3 for 10 in the series.
Yeah, we're seeing him hit a little bit better than we did up in Boston.
That's hit well right field. Santander racing back, and makes the catch. Good running catch from Anthony Santander. 1 down.
Well, we used to always say on the bench, look at the next guy next to you, hey, nice picks for Jorge, as the guy runs down the line drive. That's going to be a double or triple. Nice hitting by Hernandez, but even better defense by Santander, who was one of the Gold Glove finalists. So on your toes, gets a good jump and takes extra base hits away. Jorge says,
thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it is an out. You got to get him. Yeah, he'd like to get 21 outs today, get into the at least 7 innings. Take a look at our StatCast pitch arsenal for and the pitch percentages as you look. So he's got the sinker and the knuckle curve and the 4 seamers, more sinkers than the knuckle curve. A lot, and didn't throw that many curveballs up in New York. Threw more changeups. But he's got 4 pitches, and that's why he's a starter.
StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Beautiful afternoon at Camden Yards, 73 degrees at game time. Rain throughout the morning. It's cleared up. We got a great day for the kids' opening day. Ball and 2 strikes to Alex Verdugo. 179 on the year, no homers, 2 driven in.
Oh, wow. That the second pitch of the game was just like this, except that Hernandez, and this is, I don't know, I mean, it's going to come back to home plate, but I don't know if he's going to continue. I mean, right in the calf. But that's where he threw the second pitch of the game. But Hernandez is a right-handed hitter. I mean, maybe that actually got the left calf. It went by the right leg and then just drilled him. Yeah, in the back leg.
Well, hobbling down to first, he'll stay in the game. Alex Verdugo hit by the pitch.
Painful way to get on, but he gets on. Just kind of wondering, boy, that is so far pulled out of the strike zone with a 2-strike count.
And here comes one of the hottest hitters in baseball, J.D. Martinez, put on the COVID list yesterday, back today. The lineups were late. I guess they are waiting for him to pass all the protocols, and here he is. J.D. Martinez, 3rd in the American League, 12 RBIs. Slugging percentage is 5th. There's a strike. Let's check in with Melanie Newman. Hey,
yeah, Scott, it's really interesting. I got to talk to some of the Boston insiders, and you've seen it every day. We all go through the same process. You check off. Have you had a runny nose, a fever, a sore throat, a cough? And you've actually been advised, make that differentiation. If you know it's allergies, don't adhere to that. Well, J.D. Martinez was being maybe the most honest. His allergies have been really bad, according to the team. And so he said, yeah, I've kind of had a runny nose. And well, once he checked that, it immediately flagged him as COVID suspicious. And at that point, especially for it to be a player and as embedded around the team as they are, they pulled him, and they, credit to them, did all the proper steps to make sure he was really okay.
And he is. Yeah, he's been better than okay. He leads the American League in doubles with 7, leads in extra base hits with 9.
His bat has hot symptoms, whatever that is.
Yes.
I don't know. Cold symptoms, no. Verdugo, another thing. Of course, he says, you know, when I know I'm not hitting, but you have to hit me in the back leg.
1-2 to Martinez. Verdugo not running yet. He's still trying to get circulation back, but he can't steal a base.
We got to, I mean, looked like he was moving all right coming off the base, but you can see him lifting that left leg up. I think for Jorge Lopez, fastball could be 93 to 95, but what is my secondary pitch that I can, get the strikeout or maybe get a ground ball? almost a conventional infield defense.
Lopez 2-2, and he gets J.D. Martinez swinging.
Well, so he didn't need, there's their secondary pitch. It's not a breaking ball, not the knuckle curveball, but it's a good changeup. And like we said, this is a pitch he favored up in New York. So good movement, ends up down and in. He gets fooled, trying to wait. Just couldn't time it at 87 miles per hour.
So Xander Bogaerts steps in. Batting cleanup for the Red Sox today. .333 on the year. No homers, 2 driven in. Verdugo down at first. 2 down. And there's a strike. Orioles swept the Red Sox in Boston. The Red Sox trying to return the favor and get a 3-game sweep here at Camden Yards. Red Sox have won 5 straight since the Orioles have swept them.
Yeah, the first 2 games up in Boston were actually well-pitched games by both teams. 3-0, 4-2. Orioles would win those, and then 11-3, and got out of hand early. Kind of what I was thinking coming on the air. Jorge Lopez, who actually pitched into the 5th inning in a 1-0 ball game and just lost his command, said he stopped focusing, or he stopped trying to be aggressive. That's why you need a walkie-talkie, or some kind of like the quarterbacks have in the NFL.
Put the earpiece in.
Stop thinking and just do what you're doing.
1-1 to Bogaerts. Hit into the right field side. Base hit. Verdugo stops at second. And the Red Sox have their first hit of the game and 2 runners on board.
Take a look at the Oriole defense. Stewart, Mullen, Santander. You saw him rob the double. Franco, Galvis, Ruiz, Mancini, Pedro Severini back behind the plate. Ended up coming in late last night in the 10-inning loss.
Well, here comes Devers, who's had a pretty good series here. A homer and a single in both games. Came in cold. He will leave rather warm. See what Lopez can do here with 2 on and 2 down.
Yeah, I don't know if he just takes a deep breath, which is what J.D. Martinez does. It's almost like he looks into their dugout, like they have signs, hit a double.
You didn't hear any garbage cans or anything, did you?
No. I think it's just a way of focusing.
Pretty deliberate. Yeah, steps out, steps in. Verdugo at second. Bogaerts at first. 2 down. Orioles play Devers pretty much straight up because he can hit it anywhere.
Right, home run. I mean, really, when we talk about home run power, we saw the right center power on opening day here on Thursday for 453 last night. 2-2 ball game. Hit a solo home run off a high slider off of Bruce Zimmerman after he'd already singled in the first run on another slider. Hit it to center. But he can go out of the ballpark anywhere.
Galvez sneaks in. And Verdugo back safe. Back to Devers, 1-1. Swung on and missed. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Devers kicks the dirt, upset with himself.
Well, he's kicking the dirt because a lot of times, this is not a good pitch because it has good movement, good velocity. I mean, ends up right in the middle of the plate. The one number that's really alarming, and it has a lot to do with these situations here, runners in scoring position, is lifetime. 338 batting average off of Jorge Lopez. That number has to come down for him to pitch better. I don't care how he does it. You need to get guys out with runners in scoring position.
2 pitch misses, count evens 2-2.
And have a red hot hitter on deck. So Vasquez. Yeah, they have a nice little lineup. J.D. Martinez, career high 43 home runs. Bogaerts hit 33, Devers 33. Vasquez on deck, career high 23.
Got him on strikes. Devers down swinging. Red Sox fan too. When we come back on this kid's opening day, Brandon Hyde's 2 youngest children, Colton and Addison, will give us today's O's starting lineup.
Fielder Cedric Mullins. Batting second, the first baseman Trey Mancini. Batting third, the right fielder Anthony Santander. Batting fourth, the designated hitter Ryan Mountcastle. Batting fifth, the left fielder DJ Stewart.
Batting sixth, the third baseman Michael Franco. Batting seventh and playing second base Rio Ruiz. Batting eighth and catching Pedro Severino. Batting ninth, the shortstop Freddie Galvis. The pitcher is Jorge Lopez. Good luck, Dad. Go Orioles!
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, you know what happens if they win today? They're going to have a regular job.
They might be making up the lineup tomorrow, right?
Well, not only that, they'll be telling us who's playing. Well, Nick Pivetta comes over. Brandon Workman, they need bullpenners last year. They think they're going to be able to get to the postseason, the expanded postseason. Same with Heath Hembry, they go the other way. And this guy comes over and does exactly what we just saw him do, which is, again, lights out. First start this year against Tampa Bay, 5 innings. So he's 3-0 with a 1.20 ERA. This is the knuckle curveball, 12-6. So the theory basically is, because he does throw in the mid-90s, let's ride the fastball, 4-seam fastballs, and let's throw that 12-6 curveball. And if you get it over, apparently it's working.
And here's Trey Mancini, his first home run last night. I love the hug from Anthony Santander as he came across the plate. And that's how everybody in that Orioles dugout, Oriole fans, anybody that knows Trey Mancini, feels not only about him now with this courageous comeback, but just the kind of guy he is. And Jim, you heard in the soundbite from the skipper, Brandon Hyde, saying when Trey's doing his best work, that's him, right center, straight away.
Well, you use the middle of the field, and you hit off the fastball, unless you're in or the guy pitches backwards, and you have the analytical numbers tell you that. But this ballpark, it's conducive to hitting the ball to the power alleys. 364 to left, 373 to right. You get the scoreboard a lot closer down the right field line. That comes into play, and that's how he hit 35 home runs.
Takes a strike.
And so there's 96. He's got the slider, he's got the knuckle curveball, occasional changeup. You already saw you almost got a 2,800 spin rate on that curveball. So that means it's spinning and it's dropping.
And it's ball 4. So the Orioles have their first base runner. Mancini draws a walk. And here comes Anthony Santander. He and Mancini went back-to-back yesterday in the first inning.
Yeah, 111, 101. Curveball that Anthony hit off of Garrett Richards. Yeah, first inning, I got clipped on a couple of first pitches. I had to put my foot down and step on the gas pedal, and he did.
Well, you mentioned 96 on Pivetta's fastball. What's that knuckle curve coming up there at? Like around 80-ish?
80. Yeah, knuckle curveball. Yeah. Slider's hard, though, 87.
Yeah, so
he's 6'5", so he throws the ball downhill. And I'm sure the spin rate when you're throwing more four-seamers is increased. And there's the slider, kind of meanders in there. And
2-0.
I was reading the reports. Okay, so they trade him, talking about the Phillies, to the Red Sox because the Phillies need bullpen people. So they give him Workman and Hembry. They don't pitch well, so they don't get to the postseason. But Pivetta had a high barrel rate. That means that the exit velocities and the launch angles were not where you want them to be if you're a pitching coach or a manager. If you're a hitter, that's exactly where you want them. So you get a launch angle, probably about 26 is the optimum, I think, for a home run, kind of the average. And then you get the exit velocities where you're into the, above 100. You're going to throw a lot of home runs, especially in Philadelphia, smaller ballpark than here.
Santander had 2 balls, no strikes. Swing and a miss. 2-1.
Big slider.
Got behind Mancini 3-0, lost him 2-0 to Santander, and now throws the slider past him. Anthony 2 homers, 6 driven in.
And I got some guy in white walking.
Yeah, they had this
in center field,
right in the batter's eye.
Well, who is he?
He's the masked man. And now it's 3-1. So a little control issue here early on for Nick Pivetta.
Well, you get to look for your pitch. We always talk about if you want to throw strike one, but if you get behind hitters, they do have an option: sit on pitches, sit on location, sit on whether they're hard or soft.
Infield shifted after that pitch.
And you say right now, I'm just going to look fastball. I'm going to look fastball out over the plate. If I get it, I'm going to try to hit it hard. That's kind of the theory of Don Long.
Oh, drops a bunt. Pivetta will field and get the out.
My goodness.
Yeah,
I understand the
theory. Trying to push it up the third baseline, but didn't get it there. So I get.
Well, you know what?
He's bunting for a base hit, but does he get a sacrifice for that? I guess he moved the runner up.
No, well, I wouldn't give him anything other than that's not a very good play. You know, scouts will tell you, and I think if you've been around the game, you say you love coming to the ballpark because you always see something new. So you have a guy that's hitting third in a hitter's count when you're trying to put runs on the board, and I know the intention, well intentioned, but it's not the play you want. This is the Red Sox. They won 5 in a row.
And the execution, it had to be up the third base line.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you want to hit it out of the ballpark, right?
Yeah. Well, no, you just want to hit the ball hard. You don't hit that many.
But you take first and second with 1 out, right?
No, well, I just don't like the strategy.
Your best hitter in the lineup, let him swing. Ouch.
This is the American League East, DH. You better put some runs on the board.
It is scored a sacrifice, but that wasn't the intent.
If we saw him do that on a regular occasion, if he could do that all the time. When's the last time you ever saw Anthony Santander bunt? Maybe there.
That might be the last time.
So hopefully,
the only time.
Maybe it'll turn into a run or more.
Ball and 2 strikes.
Can you imagine if you're Nick Pivetta and you're out there, I walk the Mancini. This guy homered the last 2 times I saw him play because he opened homer opening day and last night, and you go 3-1 on him and he bunts it back to you. You say, Christmas.
Chased upstairs and down on strikes goes Ryan Mountcastle. So the Orioles strand a runner. No score after 1. Birdland Orioles 2021 single game tickets are on sale now for April and May. Individual tickets start as low as $15. Purchase your single game tickets and choose from popular promo dates, including the Memorial Day beach towel and more. Don't wait to purchase last minute at the box office. Ticket prices are the same at Orioles.com/tickets. Red Sox second. Christian Vazquez to face Jorge Lopez. No score. Both pitchers with a couple of strikeouts in the first inning. First pitch swinging, popped up right side and out of play. Vazquez talked about how he went from being an elite defensive catcher to an elite defensive catcher and a very good hitter. Last 2 years his OPS up around 800. Prior to that his career OPS was 700.
Well, that's the magic. You get into the 800s and then 900,000s, like
that's
real
the best of the best. Yeah.
And that's your slugging percentage and your on base percentage.
We just talked about special events coming up for Oriole fans. Can't wait for Jim Palmer bobblehead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When is that?
I don't have the date in front of me, but I've got a calendar at home that has a big star on it. Franco, nice grab.
Oh,
and he gets the out.
I'm going to be ill, Scott.
Hey, Maryland's lottery contestant of the game Vishali Patel from Bel Air has won $500 for being selected and will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. Play fast, play Home Run Riches progressive jackpot game and enter your tickets into My Lottery rewards. Visit mdlottery.com/home run. Good luck to Vishali. Nice play by Franco. That ball was hit hard. Don't have a lot of time to think about those, Jim.
No, but the fact that he was playing so deep allows him to just go take a couple of steps. And
that's hit Mullins right there and makes the catch. A couple of loud ones, but 2 quick outs.
Well, you kind of like that, though, because you're not afraid of contact. He's not really a strikeout pitcher, and you're also kind of pitch to your defense. Fastball away. Yeah, he hits it hard, but now we've seen Cedric Mullins go hundreds of really 104
it was 100
feet.
plus,
but yeah, but there he was already shifted there, so that's just a routine play for him.
Well, you talk about Paul Blair all those years, and I think any Oriole pitcher feels good about a ball hit anywhere near center field that's in play because Cedric Mullins covers a lot of ground. Bobby Dalbec, major struggle for him. 0.95 on the year. That's a strike. No homers, 1 driven in. Remember, he led the Grapefruit League in home runs. He hit 7. But the game changes come opening day.
16 RBIs, 15 runs. I think everybody, especially young guys, as you mentioned, hit 8 home runs in his first 80 at bats. There's a big article in the Boston Globe today talking about how much better he's become defensively, which we've seen. And the other thing is he had a double play ball to end the game and beat it out last night. Kept the game going, and they would eventually come back to off of Cesar Valdez. He gets a hard ball to shortstop. If you're just a guy that hits home runs and strikes out, you would not have beaten that ball out.
2-2, and he got him. Dalbec down on strikes. Red Sox go 1-2-3. Orioles coming to bat, no score. From the T-Mobile coverage cam here on a beautiful afternoon at Camden Yards. Final game with the 3-game series. Red Sox won the first 2. Orioles trying to get on the board and end that 5-game Boston win streak. And it's Kids Day here. A lot of young fans having a great day. Stewart, Franco, and Ruiz against Nick Pivetta.
Yeah, nice little first game of the year after having the hamstring problem. Came in, doubled up the gap. Hit the cutoff man. Strong throw. They were able to throw out a runner at home plate by many feet thanks to his throw.
Shoes off, enjoying the sunshine, watching the birds. And there is a base hit into right field. DJ Stewart with a leadoff single.
Well, they must not have gotten the scouting report because we got one where you just had trouble with the fastball last year. If you throw him breaking balls, and that was a changeup, he's going to do stuff like this. And that is get on base. The other thing, as we mentioned, he's a tough out in the sense, doesn't hit for high average, but he had the real streaky home run thing. He'll take the walk. Not too many guys hitting under, as it turned out, I think he hit 179 last year. The guys that are 199, guys don't want to walk when they're hitting. They want to get a hit, but his on base percentage always good.
Yeah, Francisco did some of that last year too. Had a high on base percentage because of all the walks. Here's Franco, 194, hasn't hit a home run, has driven in 5. That's down low for a ball. American East is kind of packed up after 8 games. Red Sox on top at 5-3. The Orioles and Rays at 4-4. Toronto's at 4-5. And take a snapshot. The Yankees in last place right now at 3-5. Don't suspect that they will stay there.
New York Post. The Yankees already out of excuses.
Oh, what a catch! Devers throws to first, and they got the double play. A shot off the bat of Michael Franco. Devers speared it. It was headed for the left field corner and throws back, and the Orioles may want to take a look at the play at first.
Yeah, well, he robs him of a double. Right there, ball's hooking away from him, and And then he does have a good arm. Nice play. Just kind of pivoted on the right leg. Gets to him very quickly. Didn't pick it up and down. There's your double taken away, and then a strong throw. That's a whole other story whether he was safe or out.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing ball. No challenge. So you talk about game of inches instead of second and third. Nobody out. 2 out, nobody on. Ruiz takes down low for ball 1. 1 homer, 2 driven in on the year for Rio Ruiz. Pop back out of play. Talked about the American League East bunched up. Best record in the American League is Houston and the Angels at 6-3. So nobody terrible. Oakland is 3-7. They got off to that rough start.
Well,
now won a couple in a row. Yeah.
Well, they'd lost what 4 in a row to the Astros, and then they had the Dodgers, defending world champs. 4-2. They come in here what the week after next, I think. Yeah.
Good look. Camden Yards on a beautiful afternoon. 73 degrees at game time. We had rain throughout the morning, but it cleared, and perfect afternoon. Bounce down to first. Dahlbach has it. Steps on the bag, and there go the Orioles in the second. Heading to the third. Still no score. Orioles and Red Sox. Authenticated opening day game used jerseys, baseballs, bases, and more are available now at the Orioles online auction. All items are available now, but don't wait. Bidding for these items closes on Sunday, April 18th at 10 p.m. Proceeds benefit the Baltimore Restaurant Relief Fund. Great cause. Bid now and learn more at Orioles.com/auction. That Franco shot that was speared by Devers, 103.6 exit velo. Terrific play. Franchy Cordero leads it off, the 9-hitter for the Red Sox, and takes a strike. Limited at bats, but comes in hitting .353. No homers, 3 driven in.
Yeah, the amazing thing about that, of course, they write, if you're not good defensively, they chronicle it. You used to sit on the bench. Hey, that guy can pick it. That guy can't.
Hard numbers.
Yeah, Devers says what 2018 minus 22 defensive runs. Most in other words, gives up more runs at third base than any third baseman in baseball. But he's a work in progress. You take the bat, you put him in the lineup, and then you teach him how to play third base. We saw that in Boston. Alex Cora, his manager, said, hey, don't try to make every play.
Bounce left side. Up with it. Franco fires, and he got him barely.
Yeah, he thinks he might.
Yeah, he wants them to challenge that.
Well, he can run. We talked about that. We saw him run up in Boston. For a big guy, he scampers.
Orioles with the infield shift on, so Franco the only player on that left side. What do you got here? And
I think he beat it.
Foot down.
Yeah,
he's safe. Yep. So they'll go over and find out what we already know, right?
Of course, Scott Barry was the first base umpire. He's the one that Brandon Hyde on opening day thought missed the check swing. That Rio Ruiz swung on a ball that hit him, and Brandon got thrown out of the game. Yeah, so I mean, he was obviously safe.
So it's an infield hit for Franchy Cordero to lead off the Red Sox third inning. Top of the order. Kike Hernandez smoked the ball to right field his first at bat, and Anthony Santander made a good running catch. Check in on Cordero, who can run. Red Sox off to Minnesota after this series. The Orioles stay at home with Seattle coming in for 4. Line drive, and it just gets in. Sound like a broken bat, just trickles into left field.
Well, Kiki Hernandez is, I mean, he goes, it was worth a bat. He's got his arms out in celebration. High energy player. And play all over, as we mentioned. Started at second base opening day in Boston. I think they prefer him in center.
Just have received word. Everybody knew this. I had it marked at home. I didn't have it with me, but Saturday, July 24th is Jim Palmer bobblehead day. The Nats will be here. You think you could give me one on the 23rd, maybe, before everybody lines up? Huh?
Like
if I bring you an orange or something?
It'll take more than that.
Takes more than that. That's it. Well, way back in left field, and that is a 3-run homer for Alex Verdugo.
Yeah, you drill him in the calf, and he goes, I don't really like that.
First of the year for Verdugo, but it's a loud one. You got an infield hit, a broken bat single, but then here comes the damage, the 3-run blow, 3-0 Boston.
Well, he hit over 300 for him last year, his first year, in trying to take the place of Mookie Betts. Just outside middle. This is Camden Yards. He just hit a fly ball, hit a 370-foot fly ball to left. And he does. And it's out of here. Maybe went a little bit farther than that. Wind blowing that way. So wind aided what wind we have. It looks like it's probably 10 or 12 miles per hour.
JD Martinez can check that swing. Strike 1.
Yeah, he's talking about it. Again, you read the Boston Globe, you listen to the Zooms. He said, doesn't matter if I hit line drives or not. I go 0 for 4. But I feel good about myself. So now he really feels good about himself.
Well, you talked about his numbers somewhere between 290 and 300. He's not going to hit 179. Look out. You don't want to use that one that just came off the bricks?
He does.
Throw that one.
KD
Yeah.
Martinez doesn't want to hit it.
That's hit well. Back-to-back home runs for the Red Sox. Martinez follows up Verdugo. Number 3 for JD Martinez.
Well, that's how you get to 43 home runs, 36 first 2 years with the Red Sox. We talked about how this is a very hitter-friendly ballpark. 372, but he drives it to right field.
Well, the Orioles did it yesterday, but this one keyed by a 3-run homer to get it started. Verdugo, and then JD Martinez follows him up.
Well, the big difference is the 3-run home run.
Yeah.
The last Orioles, the last 4 home runs the Orioles have hit are all solos.
Well, you have a play where the runner was called out. He was safe, but it was a bang-bang play on a little roller, and then you get a broken bat that leaks in. Okay, but then.
Well, these are identical, except Verdugo hits us to the left as a left-hand hitter, and JD Martinez slaps it the other way. Almost both balls went the same distance. JD had to hit it a little higher because the wall's higher, 18-foot wall in right field.
First time the Red Sox have gone back-to-back this season. Still nobody out. Infield hit from Cordero. A broken bat single from Hernandez, and then boom, boom, Verdugo and Martinez. Bogarts with the infield straight up, takes strike 1.
Yeah, his base hit the first time was vintage. It was Xander Bogaerts when he first came to the big leagues in his early 20s. Ground ball, line drive machine to right field.
Rips that one foul.
No more. He's a home run threat.
The young man has turned into a man.
Yeah, we told you that yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah, 1 for 12. Then he came into this series 8 for his last 12.
Couldn't get that one not at 95.
Well, it's
One
just
down.
a two-seamer. I used to always talk about how do you get Derek Jeter out on his way to 3,400 hits right here. Because everything else, the ball up and in, you know, they fight off. The ball away, they hit. Breaking ball, if you hang it, becomes a home run pitch. Two-seamer down and in is hard to get to. And if you do, you hit it on the ground.
4th strikeout for Lopez. Devers takes inside for ball 1. Two straight games with a single and a homer against the Orioles. 11 multi-career hit games at Camden Yards. That's one shy the most of any players since Devers' first season. Brett Gardner has 12. Devers and Christian Vasquez both with 11. Well, in this 5-game win streak, the Red Sox have scored at least 6 runs in every game. They've got 4, and we're only in the 3rd inning. And it's a walk for Devers. He got down to first base faster on that walk, Jim, than he does when he hits a ground ball.
No, he runs hard. No, he for a young guy, that's why I loved his.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go back, if you want to go look at my, not that I suggest this, my tweets back in 2018 when Orioles were shopping Manny Machado, I said straight up, take him right now because Manny's going to leave. Now, as it turns out, Orioles got some good players for him, but that's how much just watching Rafael Devers.
See, he was going to be special,
yeah.
right?
Well, I just thought he had a special bat.
Vasquez bounced out to 3rd, his only at bat. Average drop 14 points from 414. He's all the way down to a 400 hitter. Left side, Franco. There's one on to 1st, and the Birds turn 2. But not before the Red Sox throw some major runs on the board. Back-to-back homers. It's 4-0 Boston. Camden Yards, it's a beautiful afternoon, 73 degrees at first pitch. And a lot of young fans enjoying the game. There you go. Showing their signs. Awesome. Great way to spend a family day at Camden Yards.
Yeah, incredible weather lately. It's
very nice for April.
Coming to the park.
We saw a couple days, Jim, where guys had those ski masks on.
Well, that was, I think that's when they were in New York.
Fenway in New York, yeah. There's a very young fan, Rookie of the Year candidate.
Well, it was, only one game. That first game where they opened in Boston, we opened at Camden Yards, was pretty cold. 37 when we got to the ballpark. Here.
Severino, first pitch swinging, fouls it back into the screen.
So the other thing about Nick Pivetta, they said he hails from Victoria, Canada, British Columbia, saying that he has a tendency to walk people. Well, let's see if 4 runs will make him more aggressive in the strike zone.
Went upstairs on him at 94. 0-2. Infield shifted to the pull side. Lee Dahlbeck on the right side of the infield. Breaking ball hit well center field, but right there. Kike Hernandez, 1 down. Now it's time for a word from the Home Depot.
Make your smartest play of the day and download the Home Depot mobile app. Our digital toolbox helps make your job easier, save time, and get more done.
Here's Freddie Galvis. Had what looked like a key hit. Didn't work out with the Orioles losing in extra innings, but delivered a base hit to left field. There's another one. Line drive into left center.
Well, it's a nice approach. We saw what Verdugo and Martinez did on fastballs away. You just have more time. The ball slows down. You don't have to hit it out in front as far. Nice short stroke. Yeah, he did get a key hit last night just because Valdez couldn't get the save. And other than that, it was clutch. Ottavino was throwing in the upper 90s.
Here's Cedric Mullins. It's been the MVO here in the early going. 455 on the batting average coming in. He's 0 for 1 today. But started the day 5th in the American League in batting average and tied for 1st with Mercedes, the kid that's been tearing it up for the White Sox. Both Mullins and Mercedes, American League leading 15 hits.
You know, he was in the Orioles spring training camp. I didn't know that. I heard it, or at least I believe he was, because Buck Showalter commented, thought he was a pretty good defensive catcher. Because that's what everybody said about him until this year.
Now
he started out 8 by 8. Then he hit one, what, 451 feet or something like that. Well, again, you can see 12-game hit streak, and he hits everything. If he gets on, stolen base threat, home runs, doubles the other way. I'm sure they're going to try to see once again, as he struck out on a 12-6 curveball, can he hit that pitch? We used to try to do with Rod Carew on his way to 7 batting titles. I saw him in a actually played on the same team with a slow pitch softball game. He couldn't hit it.
Couldn't hit that thing, right?
And Tom Phoebus, the late Tom Phoebus, had a really good overhand curveball. So Tom started throwing him hooks. Everything else he hit.
There's the breaking ball, and he rips it into right field. There's not much he's missing these days. And add another one, make it a 13-game hit streak, the longest in the major leagues right now.
Well, part of the equation of, okay, can you hit it when you do get a good pitch? Watch this little slider. It just cement mixes its way right into the middle of the plate, and then he just strokes it into right. Nice little quick, compact stroke. And then you put the strength factor, you can get the ball pretty long distance.
What was it, 407 on his homer? Get it over 400 feet. Chance for the Orioles to chip away now. They're trail 4-0. Oriole 3rd inning. A lot of time left. 2 on for Trey Mancini. Pivetta going to the hat trick. Galvis at second. Mullins at first. Breaking ball, strike 1. All back upstairs into the upper deck.
Well, Garrett Richards, and he just smacks it to right center. Got the Orioles on the board. They're already trailing 2-0 in the first inning last night. Big hug from Anthony Santander.
Good take, 1 and 2. There's Freddie Galvis. Off the plate, 2 and 2.
Yeah, I think the Red Sox looked at Nick Pivetta. Got to the big leagues in 2017, 8-10, 7-14, 4-6. Then you get into the COVID year. He's never been hurt, so he's always been able.
That's value.
Yeah.
Bounced off the glove of Dalbec into right field. They're going to hold everybody up, and the bases will be loaded.
Well, you get an assist from Cedric Mullins, like a point guard. Yeah, I don't think he saw that ball. We've seen Dalbec make all kinds of good plays, and right here, he's right there, and I just don't think he picked it up because of Mullins right in front of him.
It's right on our angle, and you can see
that. Take a look right here. I mean, he really nice job. A little low lay, and you get the bases loaded. And they give him an error.
Tough error. Can't catch what you can't see. Here's Anthony Santander, and he just gave me the sign, Jim. There will be no bunt this time. Bases loaded. He tried to beat the shift with a bunt his last at bat, and Jim Palmer didn't like his strategy.
I played for Earl Weaver. 2-run, 3-run home runs.
They work. Breaking ball, he popped him up. Devers over, and he does not have a play.
Got screened. Well, he has hit home runs in his last 2 games, and I think that in the first inning, right there, there's a curveball off of Richards. Didn't even phase him.
One strike to last year's most valuable Oriole, Anthony Santander, batting left against the right-hander Pivetta. Galvis on third, Mullins on second, Mancini at first. Popped up again, left side.
Yeah, that's way out of play.
Yep.
You know, it's funny when you look at a ball game, Scott. You go extra innings. Once you get in the extra innings, runner gets on second base. You know, the botch to run down and gives him a second run, blown save. Then you start looking at the box score, and this is one of these moments. You're down 4-0. The Orioles went 1 for 16 last night in runners in scoring position.
Crazy.
And you never ever see a team, even though they could have, win a game when you do that.
Yeah, you're right.
And it wasn't because they did. Yeah, they almost
1 for
still
16.
won.
Forget about it. That's a lot of opportunities. Pivetta had 0-2 to Santander. This one might be in play. Let's see. No, he's running out of room again. He's hit 3 balls right over that spot.
Yeah, they're just trying to run the ball up on his fist. Modern day baseball. Well, it's not modern day. That's kind of how I pitch.
You did some of that, right?
Well, everybody did it.
Well, the modern era is anything after 1900, but modern day is sooner than that, right? Take a look at the base runners. One swing could tie this game up. Orioles trail 4-0.
I mean, anything. Sacrifice fly, get on the board. Second time through the order here in the third for the Orioles.
Breaking ball, got a piece of it back into the screen.
Yeah, even the slider stays up. Well, ever since I saw him hit a Max Scherzer 94-mile-per-hour fastball that almost hit him in the kneecap, and he golfed it onto the. I go,
that's pretty special.
I think he's a pretty good low ball hitter.
Mountcastle on deck. Still 0-2. Look out. Got one back by us.
I'm not sure we can trust these fans in front of us.
Remind me when I duck to close my laptop, too. Close the laptop, duck, right?
Just don't lean to the right through the plexiglass.
We are divided. Jim Palmer insisted. Santander waiting for him to make a mistake.
Well, he hasn't yet gone down in the strike zone and thrown maybe a curveball that starts out in the zone, and then you just try to keep it underneath the strike zone. Hasn't been able to do that.
Breaking ball. Got a hold of that one, but it's pulled foul.
Well, there is the hook, and it kind of stays up.
It shows you his power, because that wasn't a big swing, right? It was a little in front.
Well, that's how I started Harold Baines' Hall of Fame career. Just threw him a low curveball, and he kind of hit a 9-iron down the right field line at Memorial Stadium, and Harold was off and running.
6 pitches, 6 foul balls in this at bat to Santander. Still 0-2.
And that one's just not even a competitive pitch because it's too high.
Threw in something different than a foul ball, at least. 1-2 now. Long look from Pivetta. Now he's ready. Here's the 1-2. Fisted again over on the left side, out of play. 8 pitches, 7 foul balls in this at bat. Bases loaded, 1 down. Galvis at third, Mullins at second. Mancini takes his lead at first. And he got him. Santander turns back to Andy Fletcher, the home plate umpire. 2 down.
Well, take a look. target. Ball inside.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, on the chalk line. Andy.
Nick Pavetta says thank you very much, and Ryan Mountcastle steps in. He struck out to end the first inning. Homer and 5 driven in for Mountcastle.
Well, it's a world where if you're a Red Sox fan, you say, what a great pitch. And if you're an Oriole fan, you're going, he really got jobbed, and he did.
Tapper foul.
And an umpire's job, of course, is just to call strikes, and balls, and be consistent. We talk about it all the time. Yeah, the high home camera here is the lie detector test for umpires.
Yeah, like you said, it was right on the batter's box line. Very deep in left and center field for Mountcastle. Off the glove. Here comes Galvis, the toss, and he's out.
Well,
Pavetta blocked the plate.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, aren't you supposed to? Yeah, he's going to challenge this. Now, he didn't do it on purpose, and he probably got hurt.
Well, Pavetta's arriving just about the time the ball is, and Galvis, I don't think he had an opportunity to get there, did he? Here's a good look.
Well, I mean, is there any difference between a catcher or a pitcher? I guess is the question. I don't really know the answer. There's no avenue. I mean, he just blocked the plate. That was a Mike Scioscia.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to have a challenge. Umpires.
Well, I did tag him in the chest. I just don't know where the legs were. I'm not sure.
But it's not whether he was in or not, right? He's challenging interference.
Well, he definitely interfered.
Yeah. I don't think he's
just. I mean, look at his right leg. It's right in front of home plate.
Here's a good look.
I mean, really lucky you're Nick Pavetta. You didn't get hurt, because if he spiked him, I mean, he could have gotten the right arm, could have gotten the rib cage, could have got the quad. So he blocks the plate right with his right leg. Now, again, I don't know the rule, to be honest. I know a catcher can't do it. Because if a pitcher can do it, can a catcher do it? No.
And Isanya's the crew chief.
Was a nice play by Vasquez. Was a nice catch by him, but he did something that. I mean, you're trying to protect catchers from having collisions.
It's a safety issue. Why would it matter who it is, right?
And I think New York's going to give us the answer. So there, now watch his right leg. He kind of slides into it. So right there, he's blocking home plate. And they're going to also, I don't think the spike ever gets to him. You can't really tell if he's tagged him, but he does tag him in the chest.
Jim, I don't blame Pavetta. His momentum's carrying him. He's got to turn back to make the tag. So
but that's definitely. He interfered for him getting to home plate.
Absolutely. He had no clear path, right? If they're talking clear path, where is it? The gate was closed.
You do this play in spring training where the ball's behind him, you cover the plate, or it's a bunt or whatever, but
he's out.
So I guess you can block the plate if you're a pitcher, because he did.
So the Orioles failed to score. Red Sox still lead 4-0.
After it seemed he had a little awkward landing at home plate, is back out on the field for defense here. Orioles trail the Red Sox 4-0. Jorge Lopez back out on the mound. And at one point, he was one of the most promising starting pitching talents coming up through the Milwaukee Brewers system. All seemed right for Lopez. He was working through his Double-A activity. His son, Mikhail, was born to he and his wife, Carla. And he said it was when his son turned 1 week old that his world completely shifted in focus. They now know that his familial Mediterranean disease and Crohn's disease, something that he and his whole family have been dealing with. They had a harrowing week stuck on the island of Puerto Rico when Hurricane Maria hit, but it was really the big pivot point for Lopez in his career. He's been fighting ever since then to really get back to his form, but of course, as you guys know, family really does come first and things change, but everybody has been backing him 100% of the way in his fight to get back to where he is today.
Thanks, Melanie. This is Marwin Gonzalez. A ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, there's the pitch count, couple of 20 pitch innings.
Bounce to second. Ruiz up with it, 1 down.
And when you have a bad inning, and a 4-run inning certainly is a bad one. 3-run home run, solo home run by J.D. Martinez. We do go with the 3-run shot. All you can do is try to slam the door, get into the 6th. At least in the old days, you just wanted to go as far as you can, give your team a chance to get back into the game, and in those days maybe even pick up a win.
That's a tough play there. If he gets home, ball pops out of the catcher's glove, but really not that far. Made a tight play at the plate, but you got 1 in, and now you got runners at second and third, 2 others in scoring position. Center field, Mullins right there. 2 down. O's fans, get your Old Bay and mallets ready because it's time for the crab shuffle. Keep your eye on the ball and try to outsmart these crafty crustaceans. Will you be able to guess which one it'll be? Stay tuned and play along to the full version during the next commercial break. 2 quick outs here in the Red Sox 4th. 9-hitter Frenchy Cordero steps in, reached on an infield hit in the 3rd inning, was called out, reviewed it. He was in, he was safe.
Yeah, Franco playing a little bit shallower at left, or excuse me, at third base because of that speed factor.
Right back to Lopez, and that is a quick, efficient inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox in the 4th. They're still on top 4-0. Fourth inning of Orioles baseball is brought to you by Central Atlantic Toyota. It's time to go Toyota with legendary safety and reliability. Toyota, let's go places. Head to the Oriole 4th inning. Red Sox on top 4-0. They got 4 in the 3rd. Lopez with a quick 1, 2, 3, 8-pitch inning for the Orioles, and now it's Mountcastle, Stewart, and Franco in the Oriole 4th. Breaking ball misses. That's hit well left center field, and it hits on the warning track. Short hops the wall, and Mountcastle in with a double.
Yeah, that probably only would have, at least for last inning, only scored 2 runs with the bases loaded and 2 outs. But when you get lucky, you throw one off the catcher's glove, you get an out at home plate, and then you can see what Mountcastle can do. Curveball stays up. His eyes light up, and this is the old major league double, wrapped in between them, a gapper. So a tight road walk by Nick Pivetta this afternoon so far.
DJ Stewart had a base hit in the 2nd inning. 1 for 1. Inside for a ball. 94 on that fastball.
Well, the stuff is there. I mean, we don't know how straight it is. We don't know what the spin rate is. We don't know how hittable it is. A lot of times 94 can look like 98, or 94 can look like 91 if you see it.
Popped up middle of the infield. Bogarts grabs it.
And Vasquez
Hustles down to
Gonzalez over there from second base to cover third. Yeah, Pivetta ducked. And he had a shield in his eye. I don't know if the sun haven't pitched at Camden Yards except in the All-Star game in 1990.
92.
Well, yeah, but the All-Star game was 93.
You pitched in that one.
I did.
Yeah. Who'd you strike out?
Probably nobody. That's where I relieved Bob Feller, because Bob said I either pitch first or I don't pitch. And Earl said he's never won any games for me. I said, Earl, it's Bob Feller. Let him pitch whenever he wants to.
That was a warm afternoon, as I remember it. Here's Franco. Line drive, base hit center field. Mountcastle getting the green light. He's around third. Here comes the throw, not in time, and the Orioles are on the board. An RBI for Michael Franco, number 6.
peck away right here. Fastball. I mean, it's lashed. He didn't miss many fastballs. Ryan Mountcastle gets a good read. I mean, he didn't even hesitate. Down 4 runs, you don't want to get doubled up. But he knew the ball was going to clear Bogart, so he scores easily.
Now it's Rio Ruiz, bounced out to the first baseman, his only at bat.
Orioles need to get him to streak.
Could be 2 to second for 1, back to first, and the Orioles retired in the 4th. They do get a run. Red Sox lead at 4-1. Welcome fans back to Oriole Park this season at 25% capacity. We've introduced new game day health and safety protocols. Oriole Park will feature limited capacity pod seating, digital ticketing through the MLB Ballpark app, contactless entry, and all fans will be required to wear masks. As Oriole Park is now a cashless ballpark, don't forget to buy your tickets in advance online for faster entry to the park. Learn more at Orioles.com/welcome back. I take one for the club. Get that vaccine. We're all good, right?
Yeah.
We passed that hurdle. Grounded foul. Top of the order for the Red Sox here in the 5th inning. Kike Hernandez, Alex Verdugo, and J.D. Martinez. Those last 2 have homered in the game. Verdugo a 3-run shot, and then the next hitter, Martinez, who went back-to-back with the solo. Ball and 2 strikes. Only 8 pitches last inning as Lopez got him 1, 2, 3. Well, one thing the Red Sox have assembled putting this team together, Jim, and we'll find out how good it is come about October, is a couple of guys that are really valuable and versatile in Marwin Gonzalez and Kike Hernandez.
Well, they expect to get Chris Sale back at some point. Chris coming off Tommy John, and he'll be limited pitch-wise.
Peel down to first base. Scott Barry says no swing, so count evens at 2-2.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice race. You know, the Rays, they seem to be able to.
Right up the middle, base hit.
Magic wand now. 4 balls last night. What, over 100 miles, 105 miles per hour velocity.
2 hits in this game.
Just down the middle, and he slaps it back up the middle.
Red Sox got the leadoff hitter on last inning, and Cordero came around on the home run from Verdugo. Hit by pitch his first at bat, and then the home run in the 3rd inning. Difference in the game right now, the 3-run shot.
Well, for Jorge Lopez, this is where the game up in New York fell apart. 1-0, the home run in the 4th by Judge, and then 3 straight walks. 3rd time through the order here. Good changeup. It's got a pretty good changeup. Do some good ones early.
Get him off that fastball a little with those.
Well, he throws a lot of fastballs, so the changeup, if you throw the good ones, they look identical.
Toss over to check on Hernandez. A ball and a strike. Served into center field. That'll get down. That's a base hit. Hernandez around second. He'll get to third. And Boston's got something going here with runners on the corners and nobody down.
Yeah, and even when he throws a good changeup, Verdugo, who's a very good breaking ball hitter, able to just kind of reach out. You see him way out on his front foot, and Hernandez runs so well that easily into third base.
Red Sox with 7 hits. Orioles have 5. Boston 4 runs, 7 hits, an error. 1-5-0 for the Orioles. Mac Soroller getting ready in the Oriole bullpen. He was up last night. Yeah. A lot of communication down on the field. Brandon Hyde communicating to his infielders. Oh, going to appeal second base. Say Kiki didn't touch the bag, and no call. Let's see if we can take a look. All right, Jim Palmer, you make the call. Inside, couldn't tell.
Yeah. Well, the umpire was right there.
Ripped into left field. That'll get a run in. JD Martinez, he's on everything.
Well, I think he's going to have one of those years he had 2018, 19, where he knows everything's coming. That's the way it looks like. Just crushes it. Home run the last time, and then hits it on. When he needed a strikeout, couldn't get it. Had 4 early strikeouts for Jorge Lopez. Take a look right here. It just ends up right in the inside middle of the plate, and he's all over it.
Brandon Haddott makes the pitching change. 5-1 Boston.
Strikeouts for Jorge Lopez through the first 2 innings. 3 of his 4. Running fastballs, good changeups, and then ran into trouble in the 3rd inning. Verdugo home run, Martinez home run. So he will leave with and our PNC inside the numbers. You're looking at him right there. He will leave with what, 2 runners on, first and second. Already gave up a run. Not wild like he was in New York. Mac Soroller pitched well. His pitch of choice was, at least in New York, the splitter. Great changeup. Yeah, 92, 94, struck out. But Aaron Judge with the bases loaded came in pretty impressive. Like 7 pitches, all fastballs. Took the 7th one knee high for a strikeout.
Well, he isn't actually easing his way into this game either. 2 on, nobody down. Cleanup hitter Bogarts with Devers on deck. Mac, the nephew of our broadcast partner and former Oriole pitcher Ben McDonald. He's the son of Ben's sister.
Yeah, we saw him, and the Red Sox saw him the first weekend in Boston, an 11-3 win a week ago.
Verdugo at second, Martinez at first. Hang on. Severino
way outside. I would imagine Xander Bogaerts is looking for a fastball. Certainly has a count to where he can do that.
2 on, nobody down, 2 balls, no strikes. Soroller ready. That's wide. 3-0. Peel down to Scott Berry. .30 for a strike at 93. What'd you say, Jim? Last night was 1 for 16?
1 for 16 with runners in scoring position.
It's 1 for 5 today. 3 balls and a strike. Swung through that at 92. Count goes full.
Oh, another fastball. Took the other one, and then a little movement outside third. Now, if this was New York, I can kind of call the pitch. It's going to be a changeup, but he hasn't thrown one yet. A little split changeup. Great movement.
He
And
got
there
him.
it was.
Yeah, he went to it.
So Baltimore, New York, East Coast. I guess we could get that pitch. I mean, it is a good one. It's like a splitter. I don't know if he throws it exactly that way. It certainly has the movement, and you can see Bogart's great angle right there. How much he was fooled trying to just put it in play.
Made a good hitter look bad. Now he's got to deal with the hot Rafael Devers. Devers strikeout and a walk in this game. Homered in the first 2 games of the series. Had multiple hits in both those first 2 games. Got him out front again at 81.
Very Bruce Sutter-like. Who happens to be in the Hall of Fame.
Pretty good guy to compare him to. Rule 5 draft. Max Roller. Orioles have 2 Rule 5s on the roster. Tyler Wells, the other one. Came from the Reds organization as you take a look at Devers. Verdugo at second, Martinez at first. That's hit well, way back. And Devers has done it for the 3rd straight game. Rafael Devers with a 3-run shot.
Well, offensively, he can turn games around. We've seen that. And there you go, 3 home runs, all 108 miles per hour, 435. So it hangs. And so does this long home run until it comes down 435 feet away.
Well, 2 3-run homers for the Red Sox. Verdugo hit the first one, and now Devers. 3rd in 3 games as Vasquez fouls it back. Still call him Babyface. Showed up at what, 20?
Yeah, he used to throw it about letter high, and he'd swing and miss, and then he learned to take that pitch, and then he learned to hit that pitch. Very accomplished hitter.
The holes started disappearing.
Slow start last year, but ended well. Yeah, the Red Sox, I'm not going to tell Chaim Bloom how to run his organization, but they better get him a little multi-year deal for Mr. Devers.
Oh, 2 pitch. Right field. It's going to fall in front of Santander. Vasquez has a hit.
Yeah, he dumps it in, and I think Mac's going to learn. If you went back and looked at the sequence, he gets to 2 strikes, and the target is up, and he throws it down. So not that it's hit hard. It's just in the modern day, you try to get the ball and ride it up in the zone. He's unable to do it. And Vasquez, we've seen him, and that's why he's, usually now 280 to 290. He just makes contact. If you make a mistake early in the count, he'll homer. Just didn't quite ride it up in the zone as much as he would have liked.
Marwin Gonzalez 0 for 2. We'll check in on Devers, or check that Vasquez. Devers didn't have to stop at first. He went all the way around. Marwin Gonzalez, where do you need me? Switch hit, left, right hand. Play about 7 positions. He's played at least 5 this year. Started at least 5. different positions. Rays lead the Yankees 4-3 in the 5th inning. Bounce foul down the first baseline.
Yeah, like I mentioned, they're gone crazy in New York. Yankees out of excuses. Of course, the Rays have 9 players on the IL, 7 pitchers.
They got a pitching tree somewhere. They just shake it and 2 good arms fall out.
Well, we were going through it, 6 2/3 innings scoreless yesterday after Chris Archer had to leave with a forearm strain. 680th pick, 880th pick, 1030 pick. They finally they get him. They kind of what the Orioles are trying to do: school them, refine their stuff and pitch selections and shapes.
Got him out front. Another foul ball for Marwin Gonzalez.
Yeah, Marlon Gonzalez kind of a model of what Ben Zobrist did down in Tampa. Where, you know, he could play the outfield, he could play second, he could play shortstop.
And he's got the switch hitting tool to go with it. So
well, as Ben
left,
did,
right,
yeah. And would eventually played on that 2016 Cub World Championship.
Way up high. 1-2. Orioles first to 4 tomorrow night at Camden Yards against Seattle. Dean Kramer, the starter for the Orioles, against Justin Sheffield. Oriole starters in the series listed are Kramer, John Means game 2, Matt Harvey game 3, and Bruce Zimmerman in game 4. One-two to Marwin Gonzalez. Outside 2-2. Every time these 2 Rule 5s hit the mound, they're going to the bank, right? What can you learn about yourself, about big league hitters?
Well, and you have to do it with really not pitching hardly at all last year.
No, that's the tough part.
I mean, Max Sorolla was an A-ball in 2019, and
he was at Ben's house throwing off Ben's mound last year. I mean, that's, yeah, no competitive minor league
Tyler
baseball.
Wells the same way. He hasn't pitched since 2018 because he had Tommy John in 2019, yet they're in the big leagues.
8-1 Red Sox, 2 4-run innings, 4 in the 3rd and 4 in the 5th for the Sox. Count goes full. Still only 1 out.
And they're not young. I mean, Mac is 26 because he was a college kid out of southeastern Louisiana. That was the biggest thing, I think, other than all the lives lost and COVID and all that, is if you were a baseball player, you just didn't get to play last year, especially a minor league player.
Dallas fouls it back. 5 hits in the inning for the Red Sox. Devers with the 3-run blast. 3 players have Boston's 8 RBIs. 3-run homers from Devers and Verdugo, and J.D. Martinez has driven in 2 runs. Threw it by him, so 2 down as Marwin Gonzalez goes down.
Found out something right there. 94 up and away after you're mesmerizing with splitters and curveballs, and chases out of the zone. Good movement, good velocity, good location.
Sorolla came in the inning. He struck out Bogarts, then gave up the homer, the 3-run shot from Devers. Vasquez reached on a base hit to right field, and now Gonzalez down. There's another well hit ball. That's off the wall. Hustling into third, Christian Vasquez, and it's a loud double for Bobby Dahlbeck.
Well, that's the first in 2 weekends, first ball we've seen him hit hard. And he does hit it hard. DJ Stewart says, I can't catch that ball. I'll just try to play it off the wall, keep a run from scoring, which he does.
110 on the exit velo. And in steps Franchy Cordero. 2 in scoring position, 2 down. Red Sox lead 8-1. That's a ball. We talked about Cordero having that combination that every scout loves, speed and power. Stole over 100 bases in the minor leagues, had a 20 triple season in the minor leagues, and he can hit them as far as anybody. But in 18, 19, and 20, he was unable to stay on the field. Injuries had him on the sidelines for most of those 3 years.
And they get him from Kansas City for Andrew Benintendi.
Cordero, 9th hitter in the inning. Red Sox have batted around. There's a strike.
Yeah, Benintendi, having an oblique injury last year, hit around 100. Numbers had really plummeted.
Yeah, he was
2018 too.
He looked like the superstar in the making, and then
he could do everything.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, he's hitting two home runs and 280 at bats, and
just got a piece of the breaking ball to stay alive. Ball and 2 strikes. Way up high. Cordero has matched his career high with a 6-game hit streak with his hit in this game. Had a 6-game streak back in 2018. 2-2 pitch. Misses with the breaking ball, and the count's full. Vasquez at third base, Dahlbeck at second. A 4-run inning with 2 more out in scoring position. And that's ball 4, so the bases will be loaded. Second at bat of the inning for Kike Hernandez. He started all of this with a base hit to center field. Came around to score the 5th run, and now Chris Holt going to go out and talk to his rookie pitcher.
Well, he's certainly trying to use all his pitches. Again, 26, but very inexperienced. When you start looking at total innings, you're not where you'd like to be. And that's one of the things with Rule 5 pitchers. You have to stay on the roster all year long. Can't send them out and back. You don't have any options left.
Dahlbeck.
This year you don't have any options.
Dahlbeck trotted all the way over to third base to talk to Christian Vasquez. Not sure what that was about, but back to the plate we go, and Kike Hernandez. 2 for 3, and the only out he made, maybe the best ball he hit of the 3, was run down by Anthony Santander in a very good catch. He got him, brushed him, and that'll force in another run.
So Verdugo gets hit in the leg, and then he's not trying to do this because that loads the bases up.
First base open, yeah.
The way you're supposed to turn into it, he does. Gets the elbows and forearms out of the way.
So second time. No, that did force in a run. It's 9-1. Everybody moves up a bag, and here comes Verdugo. Already has had a big day with a 3-run homer. He's got a chance to have a gigantic day. Gets away from Severino, but runs it down, no advance.
Yeah, a little curveball blocked.
There's your other Rule 5. Wells getting loose in the Orioles bullpen. Ball and no strikes to Alex Verdugo. Bases loaded, 2 down. There's a strike. Three Orioles on the right side of the infield, only Franco to the left of second base. Bounce to second, Ruiz, and finally the inning's over. Not before the Red Sox put 5 on the board. They're on top 9-1. Well, the Birds down in a big way. Red Sox on top 9-1. They sent 11 batters to the plate in the 5th inning and took a 4-1 lead and turned it into a 9-1 lead. Orioles here in the 5th. Severino, Galvis, and Mullins. Ball right side, out of play. Hope Pivetta hasn't been overpowering. He hasn't been great, but he's limited damage, right, Jim? He's gotten outs when he's needed them.
Well, he has. Got a little lucky.
Yeah, the play at the
in
plate.
the third. Yeah, that was huge. Base on balls, and Santander tries to bunt in the first. And the reason I think it's a bad play, obviously the DH and all that, is that you just don't know what kind of stuff you have. You're trying to get your feet underneath it, command what's working, what's not, what's the strike zone. All these things come in, and a guy gives you an out, as it turns out. Nice, if he had bunted fairly, it would have been really a great play. It's kind of like trying to stretch a double into a triple with nobody out or 2 outs. If you make it, it's great. It's like the 2-out bunt, 2-strike bunt, all those things. They're all great plays if you're successful. He wasn't, so it was a gift out.
And there's a strikeout. Severino down swinging, out number 1.
A high heater. This is what's happened. I mean, 3-0 with a 1.20 ERA coming from the Phillies to the Red Sox. That ball letter high. Take it. It's a ball. If you swing at it, got to go back to the dugout.
4th strikeout for Pivetta, and Galvis swings and misses. Pavetta's numbers crazy. I mean, has done most of his pitching in the National League, but when you compare what he's done in the American League to the National League, strike 2. So 5-2 in the American League with a 2.97 ERA. Opponent's batting average 205. In the National League, 17-28 with a 5.85 compared to a 2.97. Opponents hit 284 in the National League, 205 in the American League. Usually you go to the American League with the DH and a lot of big bats. Numbers usually don't get better, but for him it's worked.
It's usually the case. You talk to American League pitchers. Oh, Chuck Finley was a pretty good pitcher, right?
Yes.
Big, tall, 6'6", left-hander. Traded to the Cardinals from the Angels. I said, hey, going back to the American League. He said, you crazy? No DH over here. They don't want that. Well, they probably do want it. They won't tell you, but they do want it. But it's a negotiating thing. You'll probably have it next year after the
CBA gets done. Yeah.
The pact between the players and the owners.
Infield around to the pull side. Galvis, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's bounce foul. Well, this game featured 2 of the 3 highest career ERAs among active pitchers. Jorge Lopez came in with a 6.06 ERA. Nick Pivetta with a 5.34. Only Jeff Hoffman among active pitchers that have pitched at least 200 innings with a higher ERA. And there's a ball 4 for Freddie Galvis. So
That's
a
it.
1-out walk.
That's exactly what you want when you're down 9-1.
You want about 5 of those and a couple of long balls. You can need a lot of things when
Well, I
you're
don't
down
know
8.
how patient Alacourt, but if he gets into the 2 or 3 walks, you'll see somebody up in the bullpen that actually wants to get a win.
And their bullpen's been very good.
Excellent.
Cedric Mullins extended his hit streak to 13 games. Take strike 1.
Well, if you're pitching, and it's not like I never had a 9-1 lead and walk to somebody, but what happens is you say, okay, okay, now I got to focus more and whatever, but you bring the best Oriole hitter up and you open holes. Somebody's holding Galvis on. So there is a hole into right field. Routine chopper if he happens to pull the ball as a base hit. Galvis runs well, so he'd probably get the 3rd.
Now they shift with 2 strikes. Devers, the only infielder on the left side, way over towards second base. Time called.
Yeah, Rafael Devers is a good hitting shortstop, isn't he? Because that's the position he's playing.
Yeah. He's a good hitting any place. Trey Mancini on deck. Cedric Mullins down in the count, of ball and 2 strikes. Got him. That was a pitch he got him with the first time, right, Jim?
I think he might have fouled it.
Okay.
Well,
wait a
he
minute.
said I fouled it, and trying to go for it.
Andy Fletcher said, now here comes Brandon Hyde. Andy Fletcher going to huddle up with the other umpires.
You're right about this. The pitch he struck out on in the first inning.
Yeah, I couldn't tell, but the call is strike 3. So Mullins out, second out of the inning, and that gets Trey Mancini to the plate.
Just an opportunity for the 3 umpires to get together and saying it's 9-1. Let's
keep it moving.
We don't want to miss our plane. There's no way of knowing from up here.
Right field. Verdugo right there, and that ends the Oriole 5th. Red Sox on top, 9-1 as we head to the 6th.
Orioles trail the Red Sox 9-1 as we begin the 6th inning at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, the final game in this 3-game series. But Orioles continue right here at home. They'll host the Seattle Mariners starting tomorrow. But Max Sorolla right now taking things over. Tyler Wells, of course, has been warming up in the bullpen. And these 2 new Rule 5 acquisitions, yes, they've made a very, very big jump that is not usually a typical situation for baseball players. But the really cool thing about it is just how much they're going to learn this year. And some people are learning from them as well. Matt Harvey actually lit up a little bit during a press conference this week when asked about how it was to see Soroller and Wells, and he said, I see a lot of me when I was younger, but of course I was already ready to be in the big leagues. I hadn't made such a big jump as these guys had, and I just think it's so impressive that they're able to be up here and compete with this. I'm certainly taking it all in, and I've kind of been here to help them through as we can, which very much, as you guys have heard, feeds in with Brandon Hyde's keep a nest of positivity around the rookies this year.
Well, as we mentioned, they're going to get a lot of opportunities. They're going to get a lot of information, and we'll see who can, I mean, really take it. It's funny, you read all the articles, Scott, and basically it's also how you deliver everything that's available now. I mean, that's an art.
Yeah, it's all there. What are you going to do with it?
Well,
right?
and what kind of dialogue you have, and can't force feed people to take something or take the information. But Matt, Melanie's right, because I listened to before his opening start here, and boy, there is a lot of information out here.
JD Martinez swinging a .455 bat at the moment. Homer and a single in this game. And I don't know who that guy was last year. Let's hit well. Deep right field. Santander back. Won't have a play. It's out of here. Second homer of the day for JD Martinez.
Well, before he came to the Red Sox in 2018, I don't think there was anybody in baseball that hit more home runs to right center field than JD Martinez, and you just saw why. That's a hanging curveball. It's not a particularly good pitch. And he's red hot. Homered on a fastball down the right field line. But he just flicks this. I mean, it's up, so it's very hittable. There's your launch angle. But the year that he hit .330 in 2018 with 43 home runs, 130 RBIs, the launch angle, the average launch angle on the balls he hit that year was 10 degrees. Because he can match the plane of that ball.
That one sails all the way back to the screen.
People throw you high fastballs. If you want to uppercut them, well, you either miss them or you'll go back and get a little aggravated that you're 0 for whatever you are that day.
38 pitches for Soroller. Oh. Up and in.
Well, they're not going to like this because, number one, you don't want to be pitching up and in after you just hung a curveball. Now, he did pitch 2 2/3 innings in New York, and maybe he's overthrowing, but that's one of the Orioles are going to get hit, and it's going to hurt.
Yeah, you have some license in a 10-1 game. 3-0. Now JD Martinez, 3 hits. He scored 3 runs and driven in 3 runs. Bogart's a single and a couple of strikeouts for him. There's a strike. (3-1). Base hit center field. Red Sox a hit machine today. That's 13 of them.
Well, what did they say when we were leaving town a week ago? They said, well, the Red Sox, they will hit. Everybody said they will hit, and they have hit. They beat themselves the first 2 games they played the Orioles. Now the Orioles pitched very, very well. 2 runs and a shutout in the first 2 games up at Fenway. But the games would have been maybe even closer if they hadn't have made a couple of key errors. Devers made 1 and Hernandez at second base in the first game.
4 Red Sox homers in this one, 2 of them 3-run shots. Devers with a big cut.
Well, offensively, this is how you make your living. You get to the Rule 5, you get to the to the part of the bullpen that's not the best, which is usually the back end of bullpens. The better the team, usually the more solid your bullpen is, and then you make them pay.
Yeah, fifth starters and those back end guys. That spins Devers out. Came inside.
Boy, that's way inside.
Is this a young pitcher? Just lack of command, or
I don't
if
know.
you're sitting in the Boston dugout, you feel
not
different
happy.
about it? Yeah. Ball and a strike. Bounce back to the pitcher. In the dirt. Galvis can't hang on. Oh, he called him out. Picked it up in time, I guess.
Well, horrible throw. You just make a good throw. You're not going to get a double play because Devers runs too quickly. Alex Cora is going to check it.
Jeremy Rehak made the call at second. So
Nice play to even knock it down and keep it close enough.
And no, he's safe.
He's safe.
So it'll be an E1. And the Red Sox will have 2 on and nobody down. A run already in on the Martinez home run. JD now with 4 homers on the year. It's getting a little ugly out. And Brandon Hyde coming out. He'll make a pitching change. New pitcher when we come back. Red Sox lead the Orioles 10-1.
Pick by the Orioles, and as we mentioned, last pitched Double-A, Chattanooga and Fort Myers, and he pitched well. You know, hard thrower, mid-90s, slider, occasional changeup.
And he inherits a couple of runners on. Nobody down. Boston 6th inning. They scored 5 in the 5th. 1 in so far this inning on the Martinez home run. JD Martinez now with 15 runs driven in on the year. 14 was the league lead coming into today. Lowe and Naquin, major league lead. Naquin with the Reds in the National League at 14. Devers at first, Bogarts at second. Nobody down, 1 strike. Count to Christian Vasquez. That's a strike. 0-2. Vasquez bounced to third, hit into a double play, a 5-4-3 double play, and then singled to right and scored a run in that big 5th inning. Popped up right side. Mancini looking up into the bright sky, makes the catch. So Vasquez down. First out of the inning. O's fans, come check out the Bird's Nest, an all-new Oriole bird experience during home games in April and May. Fans can purchase an exclusive opportunity to meet the bird, including a socially distant photo experience. All visits are $50, with proceeds benefiting the Baltimore Orioles Charitable Foundation. Space is limited. Book your spot by visiting Orioles.com/bird. Now it's Marwin Gonzalez with 2 on and 1 down. Tyler Wells retired the first batter he faced. Wouldn't mind a ground ball at one of his infielders here to end this inning. Severino has to slide to his right to block that one.
That big guy out of California, the Twins organization, started and relieved in the minor leagues.
Takes his time. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Left side, not a play. Beautiful day at the ballpark, but the scoreboard not cooperating for the Oriole fans. Kids opening day, 73 degrees. First pitch.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened to the Red Sox when the Orioles put a 7-run number on the board and end up winning 11-3 a week ago.
Pretty crazy. This game stays this way. They'll have played 6 games with the road team winning all 6. Bouncer to second. Rio Ruiz makes the tag for 1, on to first, and completes the double play. Red Sox get 1 more on the Martinez homer. The Orioles are committed to promoting vaccination education and resource for our fans, players, and staffs. We know that the best way to keep our community safe, return our economy to work, and enjoy a successful baseball season is if we all do our part and get the vaccine when it's our turn. Learn more about the vaccine and register at covidvax.maryland.gov. Ryan McKenna going to pinch hit for Anthony Santander. Get him off his feet for a little bit, I guess, with the big lead. Kind of takes that. Pitch number 77.
Well, that's huge right there. He ain't going to swing at that pitch, not having a whole lot of luck. So he takes it. Let's see if he gets something down in the strike zone.
1-1 breaking ball, center field. Hernandez back to the wall, can't get it. It's loose on the track. McKenna was going to stop at second. Turns it on.
Well, the scoreboard told him stop there because you're down by 9, but easy triple.
Hernandez,
well, he can run. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Scouting report, really had a good summer last year in the alternate thing. So he just takes one of those curve balls. He can't catch it. First major league hit right here, isn't it? And he's scampering. I'll stop there. Now triple looks better on the resume. All the way into third.
Mountcastle, first pitch swinging, slaps his bat. That's up high, 1-1. Rays lead the Yankees 4-3. That one in the 7th inning. Minnesota leads Seattle 4-0. Seattle will be here tomorrow night. Checked his swing. Two balls, one strike to Ryan Mountcastle. McKenna at third, popped up, back out of play. The pod seating, fans spread out throughout the ballpark. All 3 levels. 11,000 the capacity. Two-two pitch. Threw it by him. 1 down.
Well, the big difference, new pitching coach, you talked about new environment. One of the things, can you ride the fastball? Yes, he can. And he throws it up in the zone, just right about letter high. Looks so good, so hard to hit.
Now you see it, now you don't. Boom. Well, an RBI opportunity for DJ Stewart. Ryan Mountcastle left him out there. McKenna takes his lead off a third. And DJ
well, if you
Stewart
can make contact, and obviously he didn't. Talking about Ryan Mountcastle, it's everybody's back, and I mean back. Because they're conceding a run. You got a 9-run lead. You're not even playing even with the bag or anything like that. Any contact, except a pop up in the infield, is going to get you a run. And he ends up striking out.
Pitch count at 85.
Now remember, DJ is pretty good at walking. So should get a pitch to hit right here. And he does. Fouls it off.
Michael Franco on deck. He's had 2 good at bats. He screamed a line drive to Devers that turned into a double play and then lined a single to center. 2 balls and a strike to DJ Stewart. Way up high. '87 pitches. Jim, you see a pitch that misses by that much. You wonder if he's starting to get to his number.
Yeah, and who knows what number that is nowadays.
True. Threw that one by him. Full count.
Yeah, I used to always gauge. You sit on the bench, come out for batting practice, watch the games. Of course, now you got, all kinds of analytical tools. Can the guy hit the heater or not? Can he hit the fastball or not? Franco waiting on deck. He can hit the fastball or not.
Yes. Back into the screen. Count stays full.
So for DJ Stewart, that's going to be the mission. He can hit the breaking ball. Working on his outfield. Christian Vasquez out to have a little conversation. See, the ball down had a little better swing. Ball up. And it could be your swing, Pat. It's funny. I remember Bobby Mercer. When Bobby Mercer came up as a Yankee, he was a shortstop and actually an outfielder, and then shortstop got hurt. He played shortstop. I couldn't get a fastball by him. Went to the National League. Really good hitter. Came back, and all of a sudden he could hit all pitches, so he didn't hit the fastball as well. But that was my gauge. Can the guy hit the good fastball?
There's the breaking ball, and it's ball 4. So a couple of Orioles on with 1 down as Stewart draws a walk. We said Franco with 2 good at bats against Pivetta. Hit the ball hard both times. He's going to hit some home runs. A 0 there right now, but he's had a lot of years where it's been 20 plus. Stewart at first, McKenna at third. And that's hit hard. Deep left field, and it is gone. A laser out of here. I think he's got some pretty good swings going against Pivetta. There's home run number 1 as an Oriole for Michael Franco.
Yeah, he hit a line drive into a double play the first time, single the next time, and then hits a hanging slider right out of here.
4 RBI afternoon for Franco.
So Felice Pivetta's 1.20 ERA just jumped 10-4.
Ruiz takes strike one. That powerful connection is presented by Xfinity. Watch it.
Well, you better watch quickly because it gets out of here very, very quickly.
Is that your 2-iron or your 1-iron?
That was a stinger. It was the 1-iron.
And congratulations to Vaishali Patel, who won an extra $500 in our Maryland lottery jackpot. Ball and 2 strikes to Ruiz. 10-4 Red Sox. Swung on and missed. Two down. So 3 runs in and a couple of strikeouts for the outs. Mountcastle went down on strikes, as did Ruiz.
Austin Bryce didn't get to. Well, I guess we might have seen him pitch a little bit up in Boston. Getting loose. The pitch closes in on 100.
Severino 0 for 2 for Pedro. Breaking ball. Strike one. Arias in the on deck circle. Looks like he'll come in for Freddie Galvis. That's a ball. Pavetta, the end is near, but he's ahead in this game 10-4. As you said, Jim, some damage to the ERA with that shot from Franco.
Yeah, still 8 strikeouts. That's what I have on my scorecard. It doesn't mean it's. Could be a 10-1, now a 10-4 scorecard where I could be a lapse.
Out of play over on the right side. I got 7, Jim. I think you gave him an extra one.
Okay.
Close enough. You always did like the pitchers.
I did.
Orioles have that strikeout thing going on. They did strike out 10 times last night. So they've struck out double digits in every game except the opener, the season opener, not the home opener. And that ties the club record. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Pavetta to Severino. Right field. Verdugo there. And that'll end the inning. But the Orioles do put 3 up on the board thanks to Michael Franco. Red Sox on top 10-4. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. So a little glimmer of sunshine in what's been somewhat of a gloomy day with the Red Sox on top 10-4. Ryan McKenna, first major league hit last inning as he had a triple, and then Michael Franco with a 3-run shot, a 4 RBI game. Kids opening day at the ballpark. McKenna now in right field replacing Santander. And Arias is now the shortstop. Freddie Galvis has the rest of this one off. There's Ryan McKenna out in right field. Ball, no strikes to Bobby Dahlbeck. Tyler Wells, the big Rule 5 pick. Center field, Mullins on the move, makes the catch.
All about the jump and the glove.
That's not an easy ball to read, is it, Jim? Big
No.
swing and.
Well, some balls hook, some balls knuckle. You don't get as much movement right, and left to right, right to left, and center. Usually, it's probably a little easier.
Then the
way to
hooks
pick it
and the
out.
slices, yeah.
Yeah, but it's also easier to pick up because you're right pretty much not directly behind the pitcher, but you stand off to one side or the other so you can actually see the ball when it gets into the hitting zone. But Mullins is an exceptional fielder.
Threw it by him. 95-mile-an-hour heater, and Franchi Cordero trying to go warehouse.
Well, Tyler Wells, A-ball, double-A. Last time he really pitched before the Tommy John, 119 innings, 7 home runs. Now that is A-ball and double-A, but not taking them deep very often.
96 on that fastball. Lopez started. He went 4 innings, gave up 8 hits, 7 earned runs. And then Max Soroller, an inning for him, 5 hits, 3 earned. And now it's rookie Tyler Wells. Way up high. The outfield now Stewart, Mullins, and McKenna. Franco Ruiz and Mancini on the infield with Severino behind the plate.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, when you look at the Rule 5 guys, you're saying, okay, can they pitch up here? What's their poise, composure? Because you're going to get knocked around when you come from A-ball, double. I did. I was in the big leagues right out of A-ball when I was 19. Some games were good, and I had no idea what I was doing. But I could do that. I could throw the high fastball. I had a curveball, occasional changeup. Then the other thing is you want to keep them on the roster all year long because you think they're better than the guys you have in your minor leagues. And the Orioles have so many young pitchers, which they'll find more about as this season, or at least as minor league season, progresses. So you may start as a Rule 5 guy, and then you realize, you know what, we have other guys we think can get the seasoning. They can come up with it. We can send them back and forth.
And if you have 10, Jim, as you know, you're hoping you find 2 or 3, maybe 1 or 2 top of the rotation guys, and other guys that can be major league contributors. Sometimes they convert to relief guys. Between poor performance, injuries, you never have enough. Kike Hernandez, high fly ball. Mullins calling. And that'll do that. So the Red Sox retired in order in the 7th. They're still on top. 10-4 our score at Camden Yards. Justice Sheffield, the starters in that one. Coverage on MASN begins at 6:30 with those extra presented by DraftKings, followed by game coverage at 7. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN. Well, in this one, Jim Palmer, Michael Franco with a nice day, 4 RBIs, but over in the other dugout, 3 guys have 3 RBIs, and just too many Red Sox running around the bases.
Yeah, J.D. Martinez came off the COVID list and became J.D. Martinez again. Yeah, Jorge Lopez, a 3-run home run and then a solo home run. You can live with that, just to fly balls. I mean, but in this ballpark, and then, we saw Max Sorolla. He's a Rule 5 guy. He's young. He was really good in New York. It looks like the Red Sox, a little scouting. He just wasn't as sharp today, so they took advantage of it. But anytime you give up 10 runs, it's very, very difficult to win.
Yeah, and the next Tyler Wells looks a little better. There's Nick Pavetta's line. He's pitched well.
Well, he came in 3-0 with the 1.20 ERA, the 3-run home run by Franco's. It'll kind of distort that a little bit, but got out of some early problems. And meanwhile, they're scoring 10 runs.
pitcher's best friend, right? Double digits on the scoreboard.
Well, he did go 6 innings, so you got to give him a lot of credit for that. And Austin Bryce will come in.
Arias, who went in for Freddie Galvis, his first at bat. Brandon Hyde giving a couple of his frontline guys a little rest in this one when it was 10-1. McKenna went in for Santander, and Arias replaces Freddie Galvis. Right field corner, and it's foul. Thought he had a chance. Verdugo wasn't going to get there, but it just slice foul.
Yeah, Austin Bryce is kind of the deceptive windup. Kind of drops down. He's in between 3 quarters. You know, their notes. MLB's best swing and miss percentage in 4-seam fastballs in 2020. Not the most velocity, but swings and misses. So 92.
A little deception.
Yeah, deception and spin. A little bit like Steve Johnson, Davey Johnson's son. And there it is again. Yeah, a little more velocity there at 94, but
tough against a righty.
Yeah, I used to call Steve Johnson Stevie Wonder because he 89-mile-per-hour fastballs, and they just could not hit him. Big slow curveball.
Austin Bryce ahead, 1-2.
Not quite Dick Hall like. I don't know. You probably. I don't know if you were around when Dick
delivery. Yeah.
But Dick was 6'6", came up as out of the Pirates organization as a third baseman, came to the Orioles, and maybe walked 9 guys in his career. He could throw strikes, but he dropped down at 6'6" and kind of short armed the ball. But you could, I mean, you could put a like a little bit when you're sewing, a little thumb thing, whatever you put, cover your thumb. You can put it right on the corner of the plate, and the ball was going right there.
Is that the thimble?
Thimble, yes. There we go.
Do a lot of sewing.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be off, aren't you? I mean, you're probably going to cancel that golf trip and just do a little sewing.
I may take my sewing with me. Wish my wife would help out just a little bit.
Who is that masked man sewing on Southwest? I don't know. There you go.
Yeah, I'm Southwest. Knit 1, purl 2. All right, there's a walk for Arias to get it started here in the Orioles 7th.
Well, you do have 9 more outs, and he wants to help by walking people.
One for 3 afternoon for Cedric Mullins. Singled in the 3rd inning to extend his hit streak that goes back to last year, but it's the longest currently in the major leagues. "13 consecutive games now for Cedric. Last 4 last year and all 9 this year.
Christian Vasquez, the Red Sox catcher, said, "Hey, keep the shoulder closed." And it's such a minor. You just got to be closed enough to be able to get in the strike zone. You know, talking to Darren Day, who has it. You know, he looks like he's a submariner or whatever. He said, you know, it's almost you wend it. You change your spine angle by bending at the waist, but then the front shoulder still has to be your steering wheel. And I think that's what Vasquez was telling Bryce.
Pitching, hitting, front shoulder. Can't fly open. Good cut there. Fouls it back into the screen. Had that 5-hit game against the Red Sox. Became the only player in Oriole history to have 4 hits in the first 4 innings in that one.
And then they got tired of seeing him hit doubles, so they walked him. He was on base 6 times that afternoon.
1-2 with Arias down at first. Out of play on the left side. Souvenir. Remember last year, just see those balls just kind of rattle in the stands and just sit there. No fans. It might be 25% capacity, but it's about 100% better. One and two, missed. Right-hander Austin Bryce after 6 innings of Nick Pivetta. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cedric Mullins. Look out. A little inside, full count. I'll take another walk, as you said, Jim, and then got Mancini. McKenna's in for Santander, but Mountcastle got some power coming up. Three-two, lost them.
Not even close.
No, way outside.
Well, some people call them free passes, but sometimes they're not free in the sense that you earn them. Dave Bush's going to come out and have a. Why are you doing this, Austin?
So today is kids opening day, and we thought we'd give you a little treasure here. How about this kid? 1957, Beverly Hills. Not the Beverly Hillbillies, Beverly Hills Little League. Tall, good-looking right-hander. What was the name? What was the name of your team? Who did you play for?
Well,
Beverly. Was that it wasn't like you were at the.
You were the
Yankees.
Oh
no,
Yankees.
You were the Yankees.
They didn't like us in Beverly Hills either.
Were you as dominating as you would become later?
I was not as dominating as. Well, they didn't hit the ball very often, but Timmy English was a right-handed pitcher. If I didn't bunt, he was going to strike out 6-inning games. He was going to strike out 18, and I would not let him strike everybody out. But we came back when we went to Pony League. We moved from back then. The mound was what, 45 feet. Now it's 46 in Little League. But
Mancini, right field, hit well, way back and gone. Right in the corner, just to the left of the ut sign. 3-run shot for Trey Mancini, and suddenly things are interesting. Home run number 2 for Trey. 2 in 2 days.
Brandon Hyde like it when he uses the whole field. So Austin Bryce comes in, he walks 2 guys. He said, well, I better throw a strike, and that's going to get somebody up in their bullpen, obviously.
Now
well, you're down. You're only 3 down.
Yeah. 2 more walks in one of those, and
it drives you crazy. You know, if you're a Red Sox or if you're the Orioles, you're kind of liking this.
So here's McKenna, who got in the game basically because it was 10-1, and Brandon Hyde trying to give Santander a little break.
Right down the middle, inside out, stay inside. Talk about your front shoulder, front hip. Happy fan. Boy, that ball just got to the left of the scoreboard. It's not a story. If you're Austin Bryce, you're going to say, yeah, you know what? I came in with that 10-4 lead. I walked a couple of guys and then wanted to see if Mancini could hit.
He hadn't checked the numbers, right?
Well, you know he didn't want to walk him, but he did.
Oh, back.
There's a breaking ball.
Zamora, the right-hander, up for the Red Sox. Doing a little groundskeeping. Ryan McKenna has a memory, his first major league hit in this game. Now trying to get on base.
Well, they had a curveball off the center field fence.
Orioles 3 in the 6th inning, 3 more here in the 7th. Threw it by him. 92. 1 down.
Well, Bryce with the walks and Mancini with the home runs have turned a game where you said to yourself, hey, got one out in the 7th. We're 3 runs down. We're still in this game. And there's that fastball that last year they had so many swings and misses.
8th strikeout for Red Sox pitching. Pop back out of play. Mountcastle with a double in the 4th inning and a couple of strikeouts. Did the spring game, Jim, with Brian Roberts, and he was saying how, Mountcastle will strike out and not every swing is great, but he seldom seems to be lunging off balance, as a good foundation.
Well, he's going to be tested. He talked about it, and Brian certainly knows. Became a terrific player. He used to swing at high fastballs. Talking about Brian Roberts, and hit lazy fly balls, and then he took those pitches, worked the count, and then he's hitting 50 doubles a year. And
50 doubles to go with a 50 steal season.
Exactly. And, well, that's all part of the maturation progress, where you get your at-bats. Terry Crowley used to always talk about when he was the hitting instructor at Minnesota, and they'd be playing the Yankees. They'd have guys with thousands of at-bats, and you're trying to teach your young guys, and then Crow would come back here, and great hitting instructor. You have to get the at-bats. You got to find out what works and what's not.
Look out over by the Oriole dugout.
And then they help you with the information and so on and whatever. But I just remember Terry Crowley used to always say, he said, you go back and look at, whether it was Musial and Mantle or Mays or, all the great players. Doesn't matter if you're looking at grainy film or whatever. They all had really good swings through the zone, able to center the baseball, point A to point B, bat head to the ball.
And back-to-back strikeouts for Austin Bryce. 2 down.
And Alex Cora going to come out and take him out.
With DJ Stewart, the next hitter. So a couple of strikeouts and then the hook. Red Sox make a pitching change. 10-7 Boston.
Splits. 10 years pitching in the for the Yomiuri Giants, and the Chiba Latte Marines. So he started and also relieved. So not that he's going to start on this Red Sox team, but it seemed like the velocity got better the more we saw of him in that
95,
game.
96, yeah. Getting it up there. Orioles were down 10-1. They've scored 6 unanswered runs, 3 in the 6th, 3 more here in the 7th. Bronco with a 3-run shot in the 6th inning. And then a 3-run homer from Trey Mancini here in the 7th. Popped up. Devers there makes the catch for the 3rd out. So the Orioles get 3. 10-7 Boston lead. Trey Mancini 2 in 2 days. Download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Baltimore Orioles. Into the 8th inning we go. Red Sox on top 10-7. Kids opening day at Camden Yards, and plenty of them here today enjoying the sunshine. Beautiful afternoon. Orioles down 10-1 have come back to make this a game at 10-7. Tyler Wells, the 3rd Oriole pitcher delivers. And it is a ball. The appeal, no swing. Verdugo, J.D. Martinez, and Xander Bogaerts, 2, 3, and 4 in manager Alex Cora's lineup.
You can see the 3-run home run started their scoring. Fly ball, left field.
I guess it happens, Jim, but we've got 5 guys in this game with at least 3 RBIs. Red Sox, Verdugo driven in 3, J.D. Martinez with 3, and Devers with 3. On the Orioles side, Mancini with 3 and Michael Franco with 4 RBIs.
Well, when there's 21 hits and 17 runs, you got a better chance of doing that, right?
Yeah, well, sometimes, you know, there's a little scattered out a little more. Hang on. Tough play.
Yeah.
Nice job, Michael Franco.
Well, it seems like you have more responsibility when you have shifts on. You got to play shortstop if you're a third baseman, because that's usually where you end up in the shift.
Remember who the player was the other night, Jim. He came from the other side of second base, roaring over to the left side to catch a pop-up. All right, here's be careful. J.D. Martinez, 2 homers and a single for him today. Scored 3 runs, 3 hits, and 3 RBIs. Swings at the first pitch. His batting average right now, .471. The OPS, 1.529. And he looked like some overmatched rookie last year. Just wasn't the same guy, because he's been this type of hitter that we're seeing today for quite a few years.
Well, since he changed his swing in 2012, he got released in spring training. You know, he went down with Craig Wallenbrock and the batting coach now with the Dodgers. He worked with them because he said, I kind of like my spring. They said it's not going to work. Too many holes. That's why I was so excited to see Chris Davis, if he had really made some changes, and then he gets the back injury. Because I asked him a couple of years ago, they play a Sunday night game, they get in, it's freezing in Boston in September, and might have been 2018, and I said, well, how'd you find those guys? He said, well, you got to do the work. I said, excuse me? He said, you got to find people out when you're struggling. He said, I needed a change, and he did.
There goes a deep one way back.
Well,
he's done it again, a 3-homer game.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Hanging
Jim.
changeup, yeah, and when you do the work, and all you have to do is, last year, as you mentioned, it was a struggle. He couldn't do the prep work, wouldn't let him have the iPads because of the cheating scandal and so on and so on. But he's a real deal with the bat until he has a couple of those kind of years in a row.
Well, he is filling up the box score in this one. 4 runs, 4 hits, and 4 RBIs. 3-home run game for J.D. Martinez.
Well, that's a changeup, and then he hit a fastball, and then he hit a curveball. So whatever you throw, he's been able to hit them. And they've all been to center field over, so he's using the whole field.
And that'll do it for Wells. Brandon Hyde out to make a pitching change. Red Sox on top, 11-7. What a day for J.D. Martinez.
On paternity leave, he's come back. It's been a struggle against only 3 games. Last year, really good. Last year, 13 inherited runners, only 11 scored. This year, all 4 have. So a lot of pitches in the middle of the plate. When he's pitching well, that's not the case. Certainly capable of pitching back-to-back days. Last year, a lot of cutters. 47% of the pitches. The other night, all the cutters ended up in the middle of the plate, and they got hit.
Couple of hits for Bogaerts in this one. And that's another one. Down in the left field corner. And he cruises in with a stand-up double.
Well, there's your cutter, and it's just, see, 90 in the middle. It's not 95 because we can see him throw with that kind of velocity. So he's right on it. Speeds up the bat. Watch him just see it just cuts. It hardly moves at all. Oh, waffled into the corner.
Yeah, that had a good ringing sound to it. For J.D. Martinez, this 3-home run game this afternoon against the Orioles. Third time he's done that in his career, a 3-homer game. There's J.D. Martinez. Didn't know if he was going to be in the lineup today. Till the last minute, the Red Sox withheld their lineup for a while. He was placed on the COVID list yesterday and then passed all the protocols. And less than an hour before first pitch, it was announced that he was reinstated back on the lineup. Michael Chavis sent back down to the alternate training site. So he arrived just in time to have a 3-homer game. I guess he passed the protocol. Now Devers, trainers coming out. Let's see. It's not going anywhere. No balls in the strike. Bogart's out at second, nobody down. Orioles cut it to 10-7 after they trailed 10-1, but Martinez with the solo homer tacks on another, and there's a long ball way back in center field. Devers has a shot. He's homered in 3 straight games.
Do you think Cora went out there with the trainer and said, look for a cutter, and then hit it over the center field fence? Because that's what he did.
The message, whatever it was, seemed to work. Devers 2 homers in this game. 3 straight games where he's homered.
Well, what a tee shot that was.
He came into Baltimore without a home run. He's leaving with maybe a handful.
What is that, the 13th home run he's hit here at Camden Yards?
He likes it here, Jim.
Yes. Not too many hitters don't. I think it started the first year Sterling Hitchcock came in here with the Mariners, and Chris Hoyles had a grand slam. And Hitchcock was the starting pitcher. He said, you know what they should do to Camden Yards? You know.
Well, that one might have made it out of most places.
Well, there's a slider, cutter, something. Wow. Bryson DeChambeau. John's going, wait a minute.
Bounce down to third. Franco up with it. Two down. Inning started with Verdugo popping out to third, and then homer, double homer.
Well, we talked about Dick Hall, and you know, Dick was really a good pitcher, control artist, and he came up in Minnesota. And I pitched the day before 4 2/3 innings my first year when I was 19, and comes in and gives up 5 straight hits. And Hank Bauer comes out to the mound, who was the manager, and he says, have you ever tried to throw a knuckleball? And you know, Dick went to Swarthmore, very bright man. He didn't listen to him. Oh, next day I saw it. We went to Chicago. Dick's working on his knuckleball on the side. No. Oh,
The old line where Skip goes out and says, hey, I don't know if you know how to cheat, but if you do, this might be a good time, right? 13-7, Red Sox just banging the baseball all over Camden Yards. 5 RBIs for Devers, 2 homers for him, 3 home runs for J.D. Martinez. He's driven in 4. And Marwin Gonzalez will take his base. Gonzalez down to first on the hit by pitch. Lopez gave up 2 home runs. Soroller gave up 2. Wells 1 and Armstrong 1. 6 home runs for the Red Sox. 2 for the Orioles. Dahlbeck takes a strike. A lot of crooked numbers on that scoreboard. Red Sox.
Normally you know, if the Orioles have a couple of 3-run innings, figure on you might win that game. But they had a 5-run, and then, or actually, 5-run, a 4-run, and a 3-run.
Yeah, that adds up to a dirty dozen. And then throw in one more.
Well, if they hang on, they're going to win now, what, 6 in a row after losing the first 3?
And they got the Twins next. Twins, a team a lot of people like with the Yankees, among the best in the American League. Twins issue, they just haven't been able to win in the postseason.
What, they've lost 18 straight games?
Yeah.
That's really hard to do.
It is. That'd be like losing your first 21 games in a season. 1988 Orioles, right? That's hard to do too.
And they won in extra innings, beat the Red Sox. Roger Clemens, in '89. Yeah.
And that was beginning of one of the most incredible summers here in Baltimore. That '89 why not season. Full count to Bobby Dahlbeck.
Well, like you said, he's going to hit some home runs, and be interesting. Probably could go back and do it, is to see what location those 8 home runs and 80 at bats were last year, because they weren't up and in. He's having trouble with the fastball so far in 2021. And there's a cutter that
ball 4
just misses.
So the hit by pitch to Gonzalez, now a walk to Dahlbeck. 2 on 2 down for Franchi Cordero. Six-game hit streak for him. Tied his career high. 1 for 3 in this one. Oh. Check swing, ball 1.
Yeah, we really haven't had to see him make any plays in the outfield or throw. No, he can run a little bit. Seen him run. Prodigious power, known for that.
Bounces this one to, hang on. Ruiz could not handle it.
Wow.
And now they throw it away. Arias picked it up and threw it away, and that'll let a run come in.
Well, he just
two errors on that play.
Yeah, he just assumed that Marwin Gonzalez was running, but he wasn't. Now he is looking into the sun. I don't know if that's a valid excuse.
Yeah, but a home plate doesn't move, right? It's
no. But I'm saying he just can't.
Right.
Maybe he
Trying
can't
to pick
see
up.
that. So there's
one boot.
Yeah, Rios. Yeah, right there. Doesn't get a handle on it. He just heaves it. So not a lot of time. Just assume that Gonzalez right there. I mean, easy play, comes up a little bit, and then heave.
Came out shaking his hand too. So an error on the ground ball, and then a throwing error to Arias. Suddenly it's getting ugly.
Oh, it's real ugly.
Kids look the other way for just a minute or two. 14-7 Red Sox.
Just a freaky play. Pedro Severino didn't move a whole lot. You know, maybe anticipating a throw closer to the plate. Strange game.
That one had a little league feel to it, didn't it? Yeah. Ruiz error on the ground ball, and then Arias error on the throw. Three errors for the Orioles in this one for the Red Sox.
Well, I will tell you this: they're swinging from their heels.
And why wouldn't they be, right?
Yeah.
Kike Hernandez takes wide for a ball. 1-1 pitch. Foul back. 1-2. Sean Armstrong just trying to find it.
Well, he's a power pitcher. You know, it's cutter, fastball. Got him from the Mariners. He's a 4-spin guy. They look at the spin rate to figure, okay, he's going to be able to get major league hitters out. And we know Hernandez likes the ball out over the plate. Let's see. 1 and 2. Can he go in, or do they go in? Nope, down and away. And cutter up.
Missed,
yeah, maybe a fastball that just missed.
.17 opponent's batting average last year. That's how good he was. And he throws it by him for strike 3. Inning finally ends. But the Red Sox, with another 4-run inning, they lead it 14-7. Well, if you like offense, we got a slow pitch softball game going on here today. Home runs flying out from both teams, but the Red Sox with 14 runs, 16 hits. Orioles 7, 8, and 3. Scott Garceau, Jim Palmer with you. Orioles coming to bat in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Yeah, so if you had any doubts that the new ball will still travel, it's supposed to go 5 feet. Well, maybe it is going 5 feet. Less distance than last year.
8 home runs hit in this game, 6 of them by the Red Sox, and 3 of those by J.D. Martinez, who did that 3-home-run game for the 3rd time in his career. A 4-hit, 3-homer game for J.D. Martinez. Zamora, who got the final out last inning, back on the hill for the Red Sox. Franco's had a big afternoon. 4 RBIs for him. It was 10-1 when he hit the 3-run homer. Orioles cut it to 10-7, and then the Red Sox added another touchdown.
Yeah, you'd think that Martinez would have the most RBIs. Actually, Devers has 5. So,
yeah, he's got 5, 4 each for Franco and Martinez, 3 for Verdugo, and 3 for Mancini. High fly ball, short left field. Devers back and makes the catch. Good range.
yeah, well, 5 RBIs. He'll play center before the afternoon's over. That's how good he feels about himself. Oh, Fry getting loose for the last few minutes. He was on the mound when the Orioles won the game on the Santander throw on Wednesday night up in New York.
Got the win, right?
Yeah.
Or he got the save, I
Yes.
guess. Here's Rio Ruiz, an 0 for him today. Bounced out twice, struck out. Infield shifted around to the right. And a strike 1 from Sawamura. Orioles 7 runs, 4 came off the starter, Nick Pivetta. And then Austin Bryce came in 2/3 of an inning, gave up the other 3. That misses. 2-1.
97. Wow.
So coming in, the Red Sox ranked 4th in the American League. Their bullpen with a 2.95 ERA. And they had only allowed 3 earned runs in the last 19 2/3 innings, a 1.37 ERA. So the pen very good. Price did get touched up a little bit in this one.
Well, they also hadn't given up a home run in 157 at bats, or batters, hitters, whatever you want to call them.
And Bryce gave up 2, yeah.
After he walked 2.
2-1 foul back. Sawamura looks like a piece, right, for that bullpen.
Well, we know he's got a good arm. And here, I mean, that's pitches 97, at least on the radar gun. Here we saw him throw, what, 95, 96 up in Fenway. I think what'll really be the difference maker is his secondary pitches. See if he's got the, he's got a splitter. I saw a little bit of a breaking ball.
That's smoked way back. And it's caught at the wall. Not quite. Gave it a good ride.
Kike gave it a Devers. Well, the way the ball's sailing here, and nice day, right around 70.
He's ready to go over the wall, and
then he had a short arm it. Yeah.
Back to the Red Sox bullpen. Red Sox loved what they saw from the Rule 5 Garrett Whitlock in spring training, and now he's come into the regular season and done more of the same. So he could be another piece that they weren't quite sure they had going into spring training, but he was impressive.
Very.
And Matt Barnes lights out at the back end.
Well, Hernandez had some shoulder problems. We saw him throwing 97.
Ottavino's got a pretty good track record. Two down. Pedro Severino takes down low, 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, the other part, we saw Tanner Houck up in Boston, and he ended up losing the game. First loss in the big leagues, and they could use him out of the bullpen. He'd certainly be a guy that would come in and dominate either righties or lefties because of his ability to get hitters to swing and miss.
Oh, threw the ball out. What's going on here? You tell me Brandon's leaving early again to beat the traffic. Talking about the count.
I don't know if he's going to his. I don't know if he's going to his hand. You would think they'd bring the interpreter out to actually tell him what he's doing.
It's ball 4.
I mean, years ago, what you had to do, if you went to your fingers, it had to be off the pitching, the dirt. Now, what you can actually lick your hands, and then you're supposed to go to your uniform.
So just wipe some of it off.
Yes.
After you load it up. Yep.
Well, before you go to the sunscreen and get the sticky stuff, it'll increase your spin rate. You don't do it like Brian Mattis did down in Miami, where he had like a daub. He looked like he was a copper tone ad on his left forearm or right forearm.
Ramon Arias came in for Freddie Galvis, walked and scored in the 7th inning. Picked up an error on that throw last inning. Talked to a catcher who caught a suspected spitballer and asked him, where did he get it? How did he get it? And he said he had the great ability almost on his follow through when all eyes would go toward the plate, not as many cameras. This is back a lot of years ago, and right after he released the pitch, just a quick little spit into the hand would get him enough.
Well, let's see. John Wyatt he used to walk by our dugout in Kansas City. He was both, really good all-star reliever, and he put out the KY jelly, and you'll see that later, boys. And then I pitched against Gaylord after I gave up the 3 home runs in the all-star game, where a lot of people saw. I pitched the game of the week against Gaylord. I went 11 innings, nothing. He gave up 9. 7th inning, his fingerprints are on the ball.
Let's check out this foul ball. Heard the roar, didn't see the play. Oh, whoa. Nice.
That's taking.
Watch your pants.
That is definitely taking one for the club. Yes.
Catch the ball, keep the pants on.
Anything for a baseball. There's your secondary slider. So I think that's going to be the big thing for Saramura. I know he can throw hard. Can he throw strikes? Here it is, 14-7. And he's behind another hitter. It's just an odd game. It's like
it doesn't want to go away, Jim.
Do they not know the Masters is on?
3-1 pitch. Popped up. Vasquez calling. Now Devers comes down the line, and he says, I got it. It's my day. I'll take this stuff. Orioles retired in the 8th. We're headed to the 9th. Yes, 14-7 Red Sox. Red Sox lead the Orioles 14-7. We head to the 9th, and a new pitcher for the Birds.
Paul Fry comes on, 6th save of his career, first one since all the way back in August of 2019. Last year, actually had a good year. A couple of appearances up in New York. First major league debut on the 5th of August up there. 3 hits, so velocity went up. Did not have a good spring. Won't even go to the ERA because it's a spring training earned run average after coming off his best season.
Can I find a little sunshine in the day where the Oriole pitching has been tattooed pretty well by the Red Sox? Tyler Wells, right, 2 1/3, gave up the home run, but that was the only guy to reach with a base hit off him.
Threw the ball well, threw strikes. Change up in the zone to Martinez, who's hitting everything. It's the only mistake. I'm not sure it's just JD Martinez having a great start.
He's pretty good, yeah.
And here's Verdugo, who started it all. 3-run home run, fly ball to left.
It got hit in the first inning. You wondered, trainers came out, is he going to stay in? Yeah, he stayed in. 3-run homer. Also had a single in the 5th inning. 14 runs, 16 hits, and an error for Boston. The Orioles 7, 8, and 3. Strike at 93. Guess who's on deck, Jim? How many 4 home run games have you seen in your career, player or broadcast?
I heard about the Rocky Colavito one because I think he did it in Baltimore.
In Baltimore, I think the only one ever done here.
Memorial Stadium, not at Camden Yards.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Verdugo leading off the Boston 9th. Boston on to Minnesota. The Orioles stay at home with Seattle coming in for a 4-game series. Down he goes. Made him look bad with that pitch. Need an extender on that bat.
Had a good slider.
Here's JD Martinez. Well, it's the left-hander and a chance for a 4-homer game.
So I looked up the list. Let's see: Garrick, Pat Siri, Colavito, Mike Cameron, Carlos Delgado, Josh Hamilton. Then you go to the National League. Willie Mays, Mike Schmidt, Bob Horner, Sean Green.
Joe Adcock did it, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Gil Hodges managed the Mets when they beat us in the World Series. Ed Delahunty.
Now Hamilton, that wasn't against the Orioles, was it? Does it say?
Yes,
it was. That's what
and Rocky Colavito did it. Yep. 1959. And JD Martinez did it against the Dodgers back on
that's
9/04/2017.
We talked about that. That's where he hit homers in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning to get to 4.
Well, to get to a 5-year deal at about $23 million a
that
year
helps
is what he got to.
Yes.
The most recent, and probably no offense to Scooter Gennett of the Reds, 2017. Mark Whitten, Cardinals. Played for the Indians.
Counts full. If I'm J.D. Martinez and my team's up 7 runs in the 9th inning, I think I'm hacking here, Jim.
Well, he's obviously seeing the ball well. Will he take a walk?
No.
Oh, good pitch.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Paul Fry.
Sorry, JD, we're just going to have to keep you from hitting 4 home runs for the 2nd time in your career.
So he has a 4 home run game and 3 home run games, and we got a pinch hitter here for Bogarts, Christian Arroyo. Oriole pitching has been damaged in this one with 14 runs and 16 hits, but they have struck out 10 Red Sox. The modern game, right, Jim? Home runs, strikeouts,
and walks. The 3 outcomes.
The Orioles have only walked 3 Red Sox. The Red Sox have walked 6 Orioles.
Well, to be quite honest, when you're hitting 6 home runs, who wants to walk?
Yeah, right. That's what I said. I'm not walking. If I got 3 homers and my team's up 7 in the 9th, I'm looking for number 4. Bounced up the middle. Nice glove. Throw across, not in time.
Yeah, there's so much speed to go to your left to catch it, and they like him because of the range there is.
Yeah, I think that's an infield hit.
He can play second, third, shortstop, obviously. And there it is. There's the range factor. Look how many steps, throw against your body, try to get your balance. And meanwhile, Christian Arroyo smelling a base hit.
And here comes Rafael Devers. You got a little fence post with a line through it, so I guess he's driven in 5 runs. 2 homers for him. So Devers and Martinez have combined for 5 homers and 9 runs driven in. Still some diehard Oriole fans here, despite their team being down 14-7 in the 9th inning. Two-strike count, lefty against lefty. Out of play.
Yeah, they list Devers at 6 feet 240, and he can run like that.
Valdez could get the 9th inning for the Red Sox.
Phillips, Valdez. Saw him in Boston. Pitch well.
One-two pitch. Right off the end of the bat, just squib foul. Upcoming series against the Mariners, the Orioles in order: Dean Kramer, then John Means, followed by Matt Harvey and Bruce Zimmerman. Justice Sheffield will start game 1 for the Mariners tomorrow night, the left-hander. Mariners have 3 left-handers, and Devers down to end the inning. Orioles coming to the bat, bottom half of the 9th inning. Red Sox on top, 14-7. And we're not going anywhere. Trey Mancini jersey on. Hey, they're hoping to see their Orioles win. Not going to happen today unless they pull off a 7-run rally here in the 9th inning. The Red Sox got the big boomsticks out.
Yeah, there's Phillips Valdez. He has yet to give up a hit, as you can see. He's retired all 12 batters he's faced. We saw him fastball, slider, had a good changeup, strike thrower. Last year, the worst pitching in baseball. This year, starting out pretty well. Cleveland, Washington, Texas. Also in the Tampa Bay and Seattle organization. Never actually pitched for him, though.
Yankees and Rays are in extra innings. That game in the 10th tied at 4. Minnesota leads the Mariners 6-4. That one in the 7th inning. Cedric Mullins to lead off the Oriole ninth. Base hit, a walk, and a couple of strikeouts for Cedric today. A little squibber, 2 strikes.
Yeah, really good changeup. Back-to-back changes.
Red Sox in sole possession of first place in the American League for the first time since 2018. There's a fair ball. Cedric Mullins has himself another hit. It's an extra baser as he glides in with a double.
Play coverage. 2-strike approach. Can you make contact? Put it in play. Here's your changeup. That's what he did right off the end of the bat. Swing through it. Go back to the bench. Pool coup for a double.
Well, Cedric started the day with the tied for the major league lead with 15 hits, and he's added 2 more. Here's Trey Mancini. 3-run shot from him in the 7th inning made the game interesting. After the Orioles were down 10-1, it cut the lead to 10-7. Two homers now in the last 2 games for Trey Mancini. Time called. Mancini steps out. 21 runs, 26 hits in this game combined. Look out behind him. Well, maybe that's the one you were talking about, Jim.
Yep.
You said somebody's going to get thrown at.
Well, you yeah, I mean, it definitely seemed like it was a perfect pitch. The purpose of I don't know, being stupid. I just what good does that do? Yeah.
Telling your teammates, I got your back if they're thrown at you.
No, he was trying to get Trey's back, but
yeah,
it's
right. Two balls and a strike.
You know, Andy Fletcher doesn't really want to go through that, but he could have just thrown him out. Could have read minds like umpires have done on other occasions.
That'll get him run in. Nice throw from Arroyo to get Mancini 1 down, but give Trey Mancini his 4th RBI of the game.
Yeah, the tester for a shortstop to your backhand. You saw Arroyo come up from the Giants over to the Rays for Evan Longoria, part of that trade, and never saw him make that kind of throw. Strong and accurate. RBI. Trey still wanted to hit. He's not happy they threw at him. It's kind of ridiculous.
Well, what that pitch behind him did was it put another run on Valdez's ERA, right?
Well,
the runner moves up and then he comes in on a ground ball.
Well, Mullins' base hit was the first time they'd gotten a hit off him this year.
Ryan McKenna gets a piece of that one. McKenna came on for Santander. It was a 10-1 game at that time. Nothing wrong with Anthony. I think they just wanted to give him a little break. And he tripled for his first major league hit back in the 6th inning. So a day he'll remember.
Now we've seen this kid, what, 3 times? He's a strike throwing machine. So don't be telling
pitch,
me that
he
pitch
missed by
behind
8 feet, right?
Mancini was not on purpose. Good news, he didn't hit him.
Well, you said earlier, you know what this is going to mean? There's going to be an Oriole that's going to get one thrown at him, and there it was. And I think Andy Fletcher did the right thing, Jim. It happened. It's over. Done. About 4.5 hours into a game. Not really that long, but a long game. 2-2 to Ryan McKenna.
Wow.
Close.
Gutsy to take that pitch. 3 hours and 35 minutes. 1,500 pitches thrown.
You may not have the patience.
You take that pitch. You know the strike zone, or either that or you know Andy Fletcher. One of the two.
Piston up the right field line into the screen. Well, everything's an opportunity for McKenna, right? Just trying to establish a big league career. Austin Hayes' hamstring injury opened up the door for this opportunity. Little flare that's going to fall into center field, and there's his second big league hit.
Well, you move him back with the triple over Hernandez's head off the base of the wall, and then you just bloop one. So bloop, here it is after a blast. Once again, if you don't make contact, I got to think that's challenging the Chance Sisco 66-mile-per-hour base hit that won the game up in New York.
Let me see if I can check on
right
that.
off the fist. I'm going to give that about 72. The ball exit velocity at 72. Or am I overstating it?
76.4.
I underestimated it.
One for 4 afternoon for Ryan Mountcastle. McKenna down at first, 1 down. We're in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Red Sox closing in on a 3-game sweep of the Orioles, and it'll be the 6th game these two teams have played together this year, and it'll be the 6th time if Boston wins that the road team has won the game. Orioles sweep 3 in Boston. Now Boston trying to sweep 3 here against the Orioles. Center field, plenty of room. Hernandez 2 down. DJ Stewart steps in. See the numbers on him, 1 for 3. If I told you the Orioles had 8 runs, 10 hits, a couple of 3-run homers, that might be in the win column. Not on this day.
Yeah, usually put 8 on the board, you'll take your chances. But if you're giving up 14, 12, 11, if you don't have to be a math major, you're in trouble.
And the 6 home runs the Red Sox have hit.
Well, the same team that scored 0, 2, and 3 runs up in Boston.
McKenna takes second. He won't get credit for a stolen base there. I don't think there was anybody at home.
Well,
if they're going to give it to you, you just walk down and take indifference, right? Maybe you can help DJ Stewart get an RBI. 2-1. Both Michael Franco and Trey Mancini with 4 RBIs in this one for the Orioles. Both homered as well. J.D. Martinez 3 homers, 5 RBIs for the Red Sox. 4 RBIs. Rafael Devers 5 RBIs, 2 homers for him. Three balls and a strike. Night games here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, then a Thursday afternoon game at 1:05 against Seattle. There's a strike count full. Been a couple of pitches thrown in this one. And that's bounced foul down the right field line. Valdez ready. Full count pitch to Stewart. Back in this direction. Everything's fine.
Well, you're kind of looking at the monitor. You're
Yes.
hoping for a line drive after he threw it Mancini or behind him for another RBI. And the Orioles' 9th run, and then next thing you know,
It's
the
coming.
ball's
McKenna jogs over to third base. Foul ball. He's there. No stolen base. Full count pitch one more time. Stewart pulls it foul.
Yeah, that'll be another rule in the minor leagues. You know, bigger
So-
bases, and you know the fact you got to step off and you throw the. You can't have a infield defense with 2 outs in the 9th inning with 22 runs, 28 hits, where you can't say hello to the guy on third.
I like that.
Because that's how far they got the shift on. Oh.
Did it hit him?
No. Well,
Gets
there's a
away
run,
from
yeah.
Vasquez, and McKenna scores. So it's ball 4. Stewart down to first, and the Orioles get their 9th run.
Another law of the universe.
Ooh,
Oh,
almost
that
got
ball
him.
might have
Yeah.
hit him. I think it might have nicked his uniform. Way inside. Not on purpose. He's trying to throw a strike there, but throw it behind somebody like he did to Mancini. It's
But if it hit him, McKenna couldn't have advanced, right?
no.
Yeah. So the run's in, and Michael Franco's had a big day. 3-run homer in the 6th inning. Orioles putting on a track meet here as DJ Stewart jogs down to second. Nobody holding him. It's all indifference. No stolen bases here. Looks like the Penn relays, Jim. That's out of play.
Which you probably broadcast.
No, I've never
No?
done that. No. Great event. I don't think
Indoor
I've ever done
track,
track
yeah.
or field.
That's kind of where they just run through the tunnels and you never see
They're
the
gone.
sprinters again. Like Bo Jackson, 80 yards down the tunnel in
Yeah.
Oakland or wherever it was.
Up high.
Yeah, see, Valdez, it's funny. Every time he gets the ball, what does he do? He goes, he gets the ball in his glove and he goes right to his left wrist for whatever he has on there.
See where they collected balls, and Trevor Bauer wasn't too happy with that.
Well, he's the guy that said the only way you can change spin rate is to actually put something on the ball. I mean, now I'd say it too if they're going to give me 40 to 45 million a year, which is what he got. I mean, he got a 3-year deal for 125 million, and his spin rate has gone up dramatically.
He's also thrown 30 pitches.
Well, this guy, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
Valdez, yeah.
Yeah.
Bauer said they collect the balls. How do they know that didn't come from the catcher's mitt or the first baseman's glove? Or
wow,
yeah, he can't find it now. Let's see, how many more walks would they need, Jim? To
well, when you're getting your closer up, in a game where you had a 6-run lead, now it's actually 7-run lead.
10,
now
11, 12, 13. One more base runner, and it's a safe situation. That's why Barnes is up.
Well, Alex Cora's just looking for an out. Bush is just.
They got a flight to catch. They're going to Minnesota.
Well, they're on a charter, so.
Still, earlier is better than late, right?
Well, don't think that somebody didn't tell him to throw behind Mancini. I mean, this guy, his rookie year with the Red Sox.
Yeah. 14-9, 2 on, 2 down. Rio Ruiz at the plate. Walked his last time. 0 for 3.
He's going to hit a home run and make it 14-12. No doubt about it.
I'd rather they waited 2 more walks and then hit one. I have no place to go until early morning. You did tape the Masters, I hope.
I did.
There's a strike. .32 pitches for Valdez. That's by him, 1-2. That was pitch 34.
Now, Phillips Valdez, he uses his changeup like most people use their fastball. It's a pitch he favors. 19 strikes, 15 balls this inning.
Stays alive. Severino in the on-deck circle if Ruiz can extend the game. Six innings where teams have scored more than 1 run in this game. And that ends it. Ruiz down on strikes. The Orioles down. Jim Palmer, enjoy the Masters, what's left of it. We'll see you down the road. Okay. Hey, join us tomorrow. The Birds open up a 4-game series with the Mariners. Dean Kramer on the mound for the Orioles. Coverage on MASN begins at 6:30 with O's Extra presented by DraftKings, followed by game coverage at 7 o'clock. For Jim Palmer, this is Scott Garceau with final score from Camden Yards. A whole bunch of swinging going on today. The Red Sox 14 runs on 17 hits. The Orioles, they put 9 on the board with 10 hits. For Jim Palmer, Scott Garceau, 14-9 the final. Red Sox sweep the Orioles. Melanie Newman coming up next. It's O's Extra presented by PNC. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.